I don't know the classic tale of Robin Hood. I know he takes from the poor.
Go on, name all the 7 dwarves. Let's just if I can name them all, we vote Snow White.
Okay.
Grumpy, Sleepy, Dopey. What about Inky Monsters?
Incorporated.
Oh,
it's
I thought it was like
their business.
Penning.
No, they've got to like scare children to get energy.
Like Monsters University.
Yeah, why are they not like? That's copyright.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it's got the same actors in it, so it's okay. Who has a bigger cut tongue? John Travolta or Owen Wilson as a car? 3, 2, 1.
John
Owen Wilson.
We got a drink. This is amazing. I just love this game. It's just like the most underrated.
You're crying.
I am. Oh, and it's Greek mythology. Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's good.
Great monsters. Coco. Mexican.
This video is a compilation of our last 6 videos. This is the way the video was filmed and the way it was intended to be released. However, the colour grading changes every half hour or so due to me being stupid and doing different colour grading for each part. This is not the way the video was intended to be released. Also, we do not condone the use of heavy drinking every time you and your partner disagree on a Disney film as shown in this video. We do, however, hope you enjoy it and drink along with us at home.
Just our like intro now.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel.
This is our 3rd time recording without having even finished editing the first video yet.
I just wanted to say, going back, I realised we never actually introduced ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So if you haven't paid attention to us calling each other names, my
Soldiers.
name's Ben.
And my name's Rachel. Yeah, we could get straight into it. We're doing another one of the, not tier lists, I think it's a tier list. We're doing another tournament bracket video. But this one, like we said in the last video, is completely different to our other 2. It's still to do with films, because that's kind of our consistent thing. We might change it up though, we might do something else.
I wonder if you guessed it.
Yeah, if any of you guessed it, well done. We've got a giveaway coming soon for an Xbox 360. So put your name in the comments down below and your email address and your postcode, and we'll send it right to you. It is
Disney
/ Pixar. Walt Disney Animation / Pixar films. Now the reason we mix them together, we had a bit of a debate. We weren't sure because we talked about this in the last video. You have to have a specific amount for these tournament brackets, and 32 is way too little for just Walt Disney Animation Studios. I think we'd seen like 48.
But they don't have 64 films, so we just decided to add Pixar, but not all the Pixar movies.
Yeah. So overall, we worked out that including Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios, the ones that we've both seen added up to 66, meaning we had to remove 2. So we removed Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. I know a lot of people love those, but we kind of thought, since they're not exactly narrative.
They're like short films in a film.
Yeah, they're not really narrative films. And we've also got rid of Saludos Amigos because that's the same thing, and literally no one's heard of that. I think there's a few big ones that one of us might not have seen that maybe you'll be sad to not see included on the list. I think there's the Cars sequels, Luca, the new Pixar one. Oh, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, that was one I was sad to not have on here because Rachel hasn't seen it. Raya and the Last Dragon, etc.
Can I just give a brief description for those of you who haven't watched any of our videos? This is basically a tournament ranking of a specific genre, in this case Disney and Pixar, and they're all shuffled and randomised, so we don't know which ones are going to pair together. We then pick out of the 2 which one we prefer, and if we don't agree then we down our drinks, and if we still don't agree then we do rock, paper, scissors, and that decides the winner, and then it goes into rounds until we get to the last 2, and then that leads us to the final film that we think is best.
And then we'll post a version of it that people can vote for their own winners, and then we'll post the winners, see if it's any different to the ones we picked. Our last video, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. The zombie one is I think a lot of people might agree with our listings there.
So, did people actually end up agreeing with us? Well, the results are now in for the zombie film tournament, which you can find in the description below, and I have to say it's looking pretty similar to the choices in our video. There was, however, one major difference which I kind of predicted. That difference being our finalists, 28 Days Later and Wreck, were both knocked out in round 1. 28 Days Later was knocked out by Shaun of the Dead, which went on to make it to the finals, whilst Wreck was knocked out by Train to Busan. If you watched our video, you would have noticed that this is actually the way I wanted it to go, but obviously Rachel got her way. Now, I also expected Train to Busan to make it to the finals as well to carry the torch for Wreck, but somehow it was knocked out by World War Z of all things, which somehow made it all the way to the finals. Luckily, Shaun of the Dead won, but that is still a change that definitely shocked me. Anyway, like I said, you can see the full results in the description below, and I'll let you get back to the video.
This one is more of Rachel's kind of genre because she's a big Disney fan. She plays Disney Trivial Pursuit all the time, gets all the answers right.
Love all the songs.
She's going to sing them all for you today.
I'll try and sing a song from each of the film. Like, not the whole song, just a little
Even
snippet.
ones that don't have songs in it.
They all have songs.
Okay, well this first one doesn't.
I'll find one.
In the first one we've got Incredibles 2 versus the Aristocats. Wildly different films.
I'll introduce Aristocats. I call it Aristocats.
What did I call it?
Aristocats, but that makes
What's the
more
difference?
sense because it's aristocrats.
Wait, what did you say?
Aristocats.
And what did I say?
Aristocats.
Aristocats.
Aristocats. I said Aristocats. But it is Aristocats because
It's
isn't
spelled
it
that way,
supposed to be aristocrats?
Aristocrats, yeah. Which I don't actually know what that is.
It's like posh people.
I'm
I'll give
joking,
you a
actually.
song from that film. Thomas O'Malley. O'Malley the alley cat. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
everybody likes to be a... No, it's not that. Everybody wants to be a cat. 'Cause the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Tell me the second film.
Incredibles 2 is the sequel to The Incredibles. It has all the same cast, all the same characters, and I liked it. Not nowhere near as good as the first, but I liked it.
I always say this, but I don't actually know percentage-wise. But I know that a lot of people have said that they prefer the second one to the first one.
No,
But
what?
I don't.
Where have you got this?
I've seen it. I've seen
survey?
people say. It's still a great film, but it's not better than the first.
With Aristocats, I think it's pretty forgettable.
It's
I
great.
thought it was quite boring, but you love
It's
it.
not. It's about a family of cats and their butler is evil and tries to kidnap them. I don't know why.
Because this is forgettable.
Oh no, I remember. So there's a group of cats. The butler finds out that all of the owner's possessions is going to the cats. So he decides to kill the cats so he can be in the will and get all the money.
So you've described the plot, but what do you think about the film?
It's amazing.
I know what I'm going to pick, although Incredibles 2, the villain I remember not being great. No, it has funny moments, I think. I think it's a quite funny film from what I remember. But the story was just like dead. 3, 2, 1. Incredibles
Aristocats.
2. Okay, first drink of the day. I think there's going to be more disagreements than any of our other videos in this one.
Can I
Sweet.
change your opinion?
No, because I don't remember anything about the film. And it's not like one of those culturally impactful ones. It's not like everyone in the world knows it, so it doesn't have that effect.
Oh, there's just a great bit in it. You'll know when I try and explain it, but you won't. Where there's like a windmill
Okay, you changed my mind.
and there's 2 other dogs in it and he wakes them up and they're not very happy.
Oh,
And it's just a good little comedic scene.
sounds very comedic. I'm not changing my mind, so we're going to have to rock, paper, scissors. Unless I can change your mind, but I know you love this film. Whereas I don't love Incredibles 2.
So that's why you should change it. We'll just rock, paper, scissors.
Go on then, because I feel like... Actually, because there's the risk that Incredibles 2 is... the first one, sorry, is going to come up against the best film ever, and it's going to get knocked out, and then we'll have
Incredibles 2 will
none.
get knocked out anyway.
If Incredibles 1 gets knocked out, then at least we have Incredibles 2 kind of carrying the torch. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. No! I did it
That was
again.
so
I didn't think you'd... Oh, you caught me out. Right, fair enough.
Yay!
Aristocats. But, next pairing, we've got The Sword in the Stone and The Great Mouse Detective. You talk about The Sword in the Stone because this is the one you love.
It's got Merlin in it. It's about a boy who pulls a sword from a stone.
It's got Merlin in it. Guys, it's got
It's got
Merlin
a
in
wizard
it.
in it.
So
I
Shrek
think
the
it's
Third.
really good because you have Merlin against Madam Mim and it's all about a boy who's like basically a slave for his family, like doing all the chores. And then he ends up being king.
Wow.
Spoilers.
I'd already seen it, didn't like it. Yeah, then we rewatched it recently, but again, we wasn't really watching it, and I still wasn't, from what I saw, I wasn't amazed by it. I think I'll put it actually as one of my lowest Disney films. And then I've got to introduce... Oh yeah, sorry, the song.
The sword in the stone.
Is that actually the song? Or are you
It
just taking a piss?
seems that the land would be torn by war. Something centuries ago.
It sounded good. You've convinced me now. You've convinced me of this film.
I don't know if there's other songs in it.
Probably just the one. They only ever have one song in each Disney film, right?
Right, next.
So I'm supposed to introduce Great Mouse Detective, but I can't say I remember anything about it. It's a Sherlock Holmes kind of thing.
Sherlock
with
Holmes, Disney.
mice. There's a big rat called Rattington.
Ratigan.
I remember I liked the last act. I remember it was kind of action-packed. I can't remember much about it, so I'm going to have to let you take the lead here and give your opinion on it and persuade me from one or the other.
It's basically a Disney version of Sherlock Holmes with mice. Basically what you said.
So I got the whole thing. Well done, me.
And about a little mouse called
mouse.
Olivia who gets kidnapped. No, her dad gets kidnapped because he makes toys, and Ratigan, the evil rat, wants to make a replica of the Queen to take over the Mouse Kingdom.
Wow. Okay, although I can't remember much about it, a lot of the Disney films kind of blend together, that era of Disney films. But this one I do remember liking when I watched it. Whereas Sword in the Stone I've given 2 chances and didn't like it either one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, The Great Mouse Detective. Did you change your wording last second? Did your mouth go 2, 1, The Great Mouse Detective?
I just forgot the name.
I thought you loved Sword in
more.
the Stone.
I'm not in love with it or anything.
I think there's only one that I like less than Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone isn't insultingly bad, it's just boring. There's one on here that I just straight up don't like.
I know which one you're going to say.
Ooh, we've got Wreck-It Ralph and Peter Pan. This is tough. So Wreck-It Ralph is a video game movie. It's based off of some real video games, some made up video games. So it features a lot of real IPs, references for little kiddies to love. It's a fun film. John C. Reilly gives a great voice performance as Ralph. I remember it being quite funny. Doesn't feel much like a Disney film. It feels more like something that DreamWorks or Sony would have made. I think it's a good...
Pixar, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Walt Disney Animation. But it's a good film, and the second one is one that you haven't seen, so it's not on the list. I've seen it, didn't like it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Peter Pan?
Peter Pan, everyone knows Peter Pan.
I don't. Can you explain it to me, please?
It's about a boy who never grows up, who lives in a place called Neverland, and a group of kids in normal daytime that don't live in Neverland.
Normal daytime?
And there's an evil pirate that wants to kill Peter Pan, and it's just the whole story of that. It's a good film.
It's a good film. It's very iconic as well. It's one of the more iconic ones. Yeah. It's got a great villain. Maybe one of the best villains.
And
Disney.
Sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick's good. I used to have a toy of him that I'd play with in the bathtub. What's his name?
He still does.
Grendel. What's his name?
Smee. Grendel. From Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Beasts is out. Don't go watch it. 3, 2, 1. Peter Pan. It was really tough because I think I actually enjoyed Wreck-It Ralph more, but Peter Pan is just iconic. Wreck-It Ralph's just a silly movie, it's not great.
Yeah. There was parts to Wreck-It Ralph that I didn't like.
Right, next we've got Cinderella or the Black Cauldron. Cinderella, everyone knows the plot, I'm not going to even bother. The film kind of doesn't follow the typical pantomime fairy tale one. When I watched it, I was thinking, it's going to be the typical story, but it's just, we follow like a cat for most of it, from what I remember. I haven't seen it in years. But then we follow like a cat and a mouse chasing each other.
Yeah, but that's just like
Tom and Jerry.
That's like a little side story.
I remember that being most of the film, and then she's whacking them with a broom, and then it's really boring, and then she goes back in time, then like her ugly stepsister meets like a baker, and...
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Cinderella, everyone knows it, it's iconic, but it's boring. Next.
Yeah, but it has set off a lot of like things, like pantomimes.
No, the original fairy tale did that, not the film.
Oh yeah, song. Did I do a song for the others?
Peter Pan, you didn't?
You can fly, you can fly, you can... It's West Side Story.
There's a...
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. That's not even...
Something
any little dream will do. Just a little bit of fairy dust. That will get you very far.
This is Hamilton. Cinderella song.
There, little sprinkle it.
Cinderella song. Cinderella man, Cinderella man. See that one?
No.
What are you
Surprisingly, I don't actually know a Cinderella song. Oh yeah, Cinderella, 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 little Cinderella.
That had the exact same tune as the Peter Pan one. Okay, introduce Black Cauldron, because a lot of people might not maybe know this one. It's definitely one of the lesser known ones on the list, 100%.
So the Black Cauldron follows a pig keeper, and his pig isn't just like any other pig. It is a magical pig. It can tell you where things are, it can answer like questions for you. It's a magical pig. And there's this dark horned king who wants to take over the world, and he wants to find the Black Cauldron, which is also another magical thing that, what does it even do? It's a magical cauldron that brings all his army back to life. So he wants to find this Black Cauldron, so he has to capture this pig so that he can look into the future. No, look to see where the cauldron is, right? And there's witches in it. And basically it's all about the pig keeper trying to protect the pig from the Horned King to stop him taking over the world. And there's a little cute little side character called Gurgi. He's really selfish, and then he learns that he has friends, and he realises that it's good to not be selfish. And I thought it was a good film.
This is one of the most recent ones I've seen, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've forgotten a lot of it.
And I think it's quite scary. Like, the Horned King is pretty scary.
Yeah, the Horned King's cool. He looks very cool. I remember a lot hearing about it before, and people were like, this is the most underrated dark Disney film. And I watched it, and it's like, it's not that dark. I mean, it's dark compared to like Cinderella. I don't know, I was expecting the kind of stuff that Disney do behind the scenes level dark. I remember there was one bit where there was like a woman and like her breasts massive.
And a frog got stuck.
And a frog got stuck. That was pretty dark. I don't care massively for either of them.
What was the other one? 3, 2, 1.
The Black Cauldron. I definitely think I liked Black Cauldron more, but Cinderella I was tempted to lean towards just because it's Cinderella.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even know if the Black Cauldron had any songs. I think the ukulele players.
Okay, Beauty and the Beast versus the Bolt. Not the Bolt, sorry, just Bolt. Yeah, we've got some iconic ones missing on here, but we've got Bolt, everyone, don't worry.
My dog loves to watch that movie.
Does he? She?
Yeah, she barks at it.
Do you want to introduce Beauty and the Beast?
Is this the original? Yeah, obviously.
It stars Emma Watson and Dan Stevens.
I was about to say that. So it's about a little girl. It's about a girl who loves to read, and she doesn't quite fit in her town because she's intelligent, I guess. And there's Gaston, this handsome guy.
They know the plot of the film. Just say whether you like it or not.
This handsome guy that wants to marry her, and she's like, no, I don't want to marry you.
No one is going to click on a film called Disney Films Ranked and be like, I don't know what Beauty and the Beast is.
Okay, I think it's a good film. It's got great songs. Tale as old as time.
It's got banger songs. It's a banger film.
And Be Our Guest. Be our guest.
Okay, we ranking Disney
our
songs.
Service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we provide the rest. What's the Gaston song?
It's something really strong.
No one
does it
fights like you, Gaston. No one hits like you, Gaston.
No, it doesn't say you. How would they?
No one
doesn't fit with the rhythm. Say like Gaston. No one fucks like Gaston. Do you have anything else to say about it, or shall I talk about Bolt?
You can talk about Bolt.
Let's talk about Bolt, baby. Bolt is maybe.
We don't talk about Bolt. No.
Bolt is one of the earliest 3D Disney animated films, excluding Pixar. I think it was their first that didn't look bad, to be fair. It's got a nice premise. It's a little dog who's an actor dog, like a stunt dog or whatever you call them. But he thinks he's genuinely like a hero dog that he is in the films. Yeah. And he gets lost or something. So
everything that's happening in these films that he's acting in, he thinks is genuinely happening, so he's very confused.
This is Rachel
and it voices Miley Cyrus.
He voices Miley Cyrus.
No, it voices Miley Cyrus, who plays the girl.
It voices Miley Cyrus, who plays the girl.
Bolt. Shush your face.
Bolt's fine. Rachel's off. Bolt's a fine film. It's a fine and dandy film. Bolt, man. Whoa. Yeah, Bolt's a good
Bolt
film.
Going through your stomach. Because you burp.
Oh, like an electricity shock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Bolt's fine. It voices Miley Cyrus. Pennywise voices Miley Cyrus. Okay. So yeah, I've literally just said Bolt's good. There's nothing else to say about it. I think it's quite funny. I remember there's a pigeon that's funny in it, maybe. Is there a pigeon in the film? Or a bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that made me laugh. But it's up against Beauty and the Beast, you know. It's a classic. And it's a good classic. It's not like Cinderella.
I don't think there's any songs in Bolt.
Bolt! 3, 2, 1. Beauty and the Beast. Wow. 2D are fucking smashing it. We've got no 3Ds.
We're agreeing a lot in this one.
We disagreed on Aristocats and Incredibles 2. Didn't you convince me, or did you win?
I'm sure
Rock, paper,
they
scissors?
I'm sure they know.
Right, we got Robin Hood versus Tangled. Now I'll introduce Robin Hood, or would you like to introduce Robin Hood?
I know both of them very well.
Okay, I'll do Robin Hood. Robin Hood is based off of the classic tale of Robin Hood. Disney made many interpretations of Robin Hood. The animated version came out in the 70s, but instead of humans, it's a fox and other animals like bears. And I don't know.
A fox.
There's no bears in it.
It's because she said instead of humans, it's a fox.
Yeah, instead of a human Robin Hood, it's a fox Robin Hood, which is ironic because it should have been a Robin, really. It should be called Fox Hood. It's not massively memorable. It's obviously got a nice story because it's based on Robin Hood. The animation wasn't great, if I remember. The animation's not very good. But, you know, a lot of it wasn't back in those days. They kind of reused animation a lot, which is fair enough. At that time, Walt Disney had died. They had no one to look after them.
Who does it star?
It stars Ben Affleck as Robin Hood and Jennifer Lopez as is Merry Man. It's not going to start anyone. It's got no one famous.
Little John does.
Little John?
Little John.
Who's Little John?
The big guy, the big bear.
The big guy's called Little John.
Little John in Robin Hood is played by the same person who voices Baloo from Jungle Book. That's
Bill Murray. Yeah, I don't know much else to say about Robin Hood unless you do, because I don't massively remember it.
I don't know the classic tale of Robin Hood. I know he takes from the poor. He takes from the rich to give to the poor. But I don't know, like, all the little stories in that. So I don't know how much of it is the same as the book.
Yeah, I think the book was just like a couple of sentences long.
Like, I don't think it has a snake and a lion as the king.
No, I think it has a human.
It's got
and a
King
human
Richard
as a king.
in, right?
Probably. Richard the Lionheart, is that him?
Yeah.
Is he a lion?
Yeah.
So Tangled.
It's got some songs.
Oh.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, oodalali, golly what a day.
You remembered one from each film so far, I think.
No.
Except for Bolt.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Right, Tangled.
Like a Wreck-It Ralph.
It voices Miley Cyrus. Right, Tangled.
Tangled is the story of Rapunzel. It's not like the classic story of Rapunzel, but it sticks to her being in a tale. A tale?
I mean, she is technically in a tale. She's in a story.
I mean, it sticks to her being in a tower with long hair, and her mum isn't very nice to her. It stars Mandy Moore, who plays Rapunzel.
She was also in 47 Metres Down.
Yes.
She actually? Is that her? Yeah.
Mandy Moore's been in many films. Many more films.
Many Mandy films. No. Continue, tell me if you like them.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It has a lot of good songs, and I feel like it's really hard to make Rapunzel interesting. There's a Barbie Rapunzel, that's pretty good. Yeah. But Tangled I thought was better.
But technically didn't Shrek do it with Fiona?
It's got a lot of original songs that are very iconic, I think. Mother knows best. Mother knows best. Take it from your mumsy, it's a scary world out there.
You know what I found weird about Tangled is that I'm surprised this wasn't done in the 2D era, because this is such a classic tale. I'm surprised they didn't do it like around the Cinderella Sleeping Beauty time. But I'm glad they didn't, because it wouldn't be as good.
But Barbie Rapunzel isn't Disney, is it?
It might be like Disney Toons or something, like some subsidiary of Disney.
I honestly don't know why they didn't, but Tangled is great.
Yeah, Tangled's a good film.
Yeah, it's got a cute little like pet in it, little chameleon.
Tangled might be my favourite 3D Disney princess film.
Really?
I think so. No, it's not. Depends what you count as a Cinderella. As a princess. 3.
Oh, it's hard. No, it's not. Okay,
3,
yes.
2, 1.
Tangled.
Yeah, I thought that one was easy. We're bloody agreeing like a couple of contracts.
I just feel like Entangled, the story is more enticing. Entangling.
It entangles you into its grip.
And you're stuck there forever.
And it's frozen. Oh my god, I didn't even mean to do that. The laptop's frozen and I said it's frozen. Oh, Frozen's next. I swear to god, that's going to be so weird. Oh, it wasn't. We've got Brother Bear versus Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
You talk about Brother Bear.
To be fair, I feel like this film's quite random, but I did really like it. It's basically about brothers who aren't bears, they're humans.
Why is it not called Brothers Who Aren't Bears then? Or Brother Human?
Because they turn into bears, this is the thing. The younger brother runs off and misbehaves a bit, and the older brother gets killed by a mother bear, but then that mother bear also gets killed by one of the brothers, and then basically magic happens and the little brother turns into a bear. He also doesn't like bears because a bear just killed his brother. There you go.
Should we just call this Disney plot recaps?
I feel like I explained it well, maybe.
You did. I wasn't listening.
What's the song? One heart, one family. Oh no, that's Tarzan. There's actually a Brother Bear song.
Brother, tell your children
Hey,
not to turn into a bear.
brother, we discover. Hey,
You couldn't put the word bear in there. Do you like Brother Bear, or do you just want to tell them the plot?
Yes, I do like Brother Bear.
I'm not huge on Brother Bear. I think it might be one of my least favourites, but I haven't seen it in a while. I know Brandon, who we mentioned in another video, but it's probably not in the final edit. It's one of his favourites, I think. I think it's like his top 3 or something out of all the Disney films. Do you like it? You like it, don't you?
What?
Brother Bear.
A twist in time. And I feel like they really took a lot of time and effort into all the different characters in Alice in Wonderland. Their personalities really shine through.
Yeah, the characters are
Like
iconic.
Trisha Cat, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the Caterpillar, Queen of Hearts, Mad Hatter.
I can name more characters from this film than any of the other Disney,
yeah.
not Pixar, but any of the other Disney ones.
Each of them are like iconic, well-known characters.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Alice in Wonderland. Yes, agreed again.
So we recently rewatched Brother Bear, and the verdict is still Alice in Wonderland. I thought it was okay, just as I remembered. I thought the moose guys were annoying. I thought the soundtrack was kind of generic and boring.
I liked it, but Alice in Wonderland is better.
When are we going to disagree? We disagreed
What's
on the very first one and nothing
What's the
else.
song in Alice in Wonderland?
Off with the head. Or is that just a statement that she says?
Off with his head. No, there's a Tweedledee and Tweedledum song-ish, or is it like a rap, like a poem?
Oh, okay.
I'm late, I'm always late.
Next, Monsters University versus The Fox and the Hound. Monsters University is the prequel to Monsters Inc., obviously. I can't remember too much about it, but I remember not enjoying it when I watched it. It almost felt like a TV movie, like a straight-to-DVD kind of thing, like they used to do with the old Disney films. It didn't feel worth making. And I know a lot of fans of Monsters Inc. were annoyed because there was lots of continuity errors within it.
What do you mean?
They talked about how they met somewhere else, whereas in this film they meet in university or college. There was obviously some good monster stuff, like good character designs, but overall it just felt like an unnecessary movie in the Pixar catalogue that didn't need to be made.
Yeah, and basically it's about, instead of just
I wasn't sure if you were talking about Fox and Hound.
screaming at the kids, at the humans, Mike Wazowski comes up with all about suspense and build up, gets a bigger scream out of them, which then gets more power. Because Mike Wazowski's not a scary character, so he's like, well, I don't look scary, what am I going to do? So he uses shadows and little creaks of doors to build up the suspense.
It's a good Mike Wazowski impression as well.
So he's like, well, I don't look scary, what am I going to do? Mike
No, that's not him that says it.
Mike Wazowski, you haven't finished your paperwork. I'll try and do it.
Mike Wazowski,
You haven't finished your paperwork.
you haven't finished your paperwork. It's a joke. Introduce the Fox and the Hound.
It's a little tale of a little fox cub and a little hound that become best friends. Yeah, it's good.
You sound very passionate about this film.
It's sad. It's all about betrayal of friendship, because the hound dog is meant to track down the fox, but he becomes friends with the fox. So then does he go against his master, or does he keep his friendship?
We'll never know. It is a good film. I can't remember too much about it, but I definitely enjoyed it when I watched it. I watched a lot of the Disney
When
films.
do you think you watched it?
2017.
That's so crazy to me, because I've watched all these movies, most of them, all the classic ones, when I was literally, when they came out, or not when they came out, when I was 7 or 8. Like, I remember I watched Fox and the Hound in my nan's caravan on the video.
Right, I was going to quickly do a speed run of all the films that have been mentioned I watched when I was a kid. Out of all the ones we mentioned, the only ones I watched when I was a kid, Alice in Wonderland. That's it. All the other ones I watched
Joking.
from like 16 onwards.
What did you used to watch when you were a kid then?
The Pixar ones I watched, but we haven't had any Pixar ones except for Incredibles 2, which came out a couple of years ago.
Because when I have a child, I'm literally showing them all Disney films. Because I think they do really help give messages
Then
to
we can
kids when they're
show them all
younger.
the dark
It's just like
stories behind the scenes.
nostalgia when you...
Nostalgia? Yeah, because I watched them all in like at the kind of same time. I watched them all like 2016 and 17. A lot of them blend together for me. If they stand out to me, then I instantly like it. Like Beauty and the Beast, I watched in that era and it still stands out to me. 3, 2, 1.
The Fox and the Hound.
Oh, we're on a roll.
Have you
Look
seen
at
it?
us. Yeah. Everything on this list is stuff we've both seen.
Okay.
Next, we've got Coco versus Aladdin. Coco is only the second Pixar film to show up on this list. It is a great film, the best one they've made in recent times. Like Disney in general, it's the best film they've made in recent times. It's about a kid who gets transported into the world of the dead. What do they call it? Day of the Dead? No, am I mixing it up with a
Feast of
zombie
the
film?
Dead?
Day of the Dead, right? It's Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very emotional, very sad. I think I nearly cried. Got good characters, really nice animation. It looks really good. Yeah, there's not really much, a couple of cliche stuff, but like everything on here has got cliche stuff.
Yeah.
So
I've only watched Coco once. And
Same, I think.
I'd actually really want to watch it again.
I've seen scenes from it again, like emotional scenes, and they definitely hold up.
Yeah, but I think I only remember 2 songs from it, which is the Remember song, Remember
Remember
Me,
Me.
and Un Poco Loco.
That's more than you remembered for like Cinderella.
Yeah, true. Aladdin.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. It's about a street rat that ends up being with a princess.
A street rat, is that what they call it?
Yeah, street rat,
Oh.
scoundrel, take that. I can show you the,
The world. Yeah, it's got very iconic songs.
Take you under by wonder.
Hasn't it got one of those hidden things where like they're talking about having sex or something in the background? Like you can hear like audio. Someone will know what I'm talking about. You can Google it. Like,
Really?
there's hidden audio of it sounding like Aladdin's talking about fucking something.
So how's our little bow doing? Come on, good. Can you just take off? Good. Can you just take off?
I could be very wrong, but there's something like that. Aladdin's good. Aladdin's a good film.
I like the ending as well. Because I remember when I first watched it, I was like, how are they going to get out? I was so confused. And then Aladdin's a genius.
Well done,
I liked
Aladdin.
that.
The remake's fucking really awful.
Yeah, wait.
What? Wait for what?
I think. Oh, I really don't know.
Same we
Okay,
should
go.
vote.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Aladdin.
Coco. We disagree. Aladdin's good and iconic, but Coco is much better.
I think it's just because I've only seen Coco once.
Can I convince you? Because I love Coco. Might be one of my favourites on the entire list.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You've only seen it once?
Yeah. A lot of these I've only seen once.
No, you've technically seen The Sword and the Stone more than you've seen Coco.
Oh my god, I have. But I wanted to give it another try because there is one film on this list that I didn't like when I first watched it, and I'm not going to say anything else. Am I changing your mind, or are we having to rock, paper, scissors?
No, we'll go with Coco.
Yes! I would be sad if Coco went out.
Although I really don't think...
I do.
I think it would have been better if it had like a Mexican name.
Do you think of like chocolate or like cocoa
Like
powder?
Un Poco Loco or something. Loco.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with crazy people.
Coco. Rather than Coco. Coco was the name of my rabbit, so all I think of when I think of Coco is my rabbit. Like a rabbit Disney movie. Zootropolis.
We've got a tough one next. We have Treasure Planet versus Bambi. Now, Treasure Planet is the second one on this entire list I watched when I was a kid, and I loved this movie. I loved the story, I loved the characters, and I watched it around the same time that I watched everything else. I rewatched it and it didn't hold up as well. I think I'll probably give it another try because it has been a good 5 years. It's still good, I still like it. Got really nice animation, like quite experimental. They mix 3D with 2D. The characters are still interesting and unique, but I remember the plot just not grabbing me this time round. If you don't know, it's based off Treasure Island, but it's space sci-fi version. Bambi?
I was just going to say about Treasure Planet. For me, I'm like the same as you. I remember really liking it, and I think I rewatched it as well and just didn't like it as much as I did the first time. But I do think it's very different.
This was like my favourite.
It's really weird because it does not feel like a Disney film to me. But I feel like it would probably have a lot of fans. A lot of people that like sci-fi and pirates.
Sci-fi pirates. Space
An interesting mix, and I'll definitely watch it again.
Yeah, maybe we should give it another try.
Don't know any songs from it. Don't know if it has songs.
I remember there's a character called Ben. I think Ben stands for something.
Is that what you liked?
Yeah, I think maybe. Bambi,
one of the most saddest of Disney films. It's about a little deer, and yeah, it's just really sad. I don't think it's as fun as the other Disney movies. Like, it's quite slow.
Yeah.
And dull. No offence.
I'd say it's darker than Black Cauldron.
Yeah, that's what makes it dull. But it's still good. It's still, like, iconic because it doesn't make you sad.
I actually feel exactly the same way as you. It's iconic and, like, I can fully appreciate it. I think from what I remember, there's quite a bit of filler.
Yeah, there's an ice skating bit with...
No, that bit's good.
Oh, okay, you like that bit.
Yeah, because she struggles to ice skate. Or he... Didn't I find out recently that Bambi's a boy?
What?
Bambi.
The character or the voice?
The deer. Yeah, I thought it was a girl.
I always knew it was a boy. And...
No, I found out. I thought it was a girl for years and years.
No,
even after I'd seen it in the same... I didn't watch this as a kid. And I thought it was a girl.
No, Bambi sounds like a boy's name to me.
Childish Bambi,
but yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, I obviously know the big thing that happens in Bambi. But I don't know anything else that happens.
No. There's a really good scene I remember. She's walking through a forest and the raindrops create music or something.
The song, the April showers.
Yes, you do remember.
Drop little
that's
April
it.
Showers. That's actually that really terrified me as a kid. Yeah, but that's the beginning, near the beginning.
Yeah.
What happens like at the end?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of filler. It would have been better as a short film. This is actually really tough. This is probably the toughest yet.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Bambi. Oh, agreed again. Did you struggle with that, or did you kind of...
I did struggle.
We'll
I'll
rewatch it.
Treasure Planet, and then maybe we'll
that's the thing.
say if we've changed our minds.
Right, next we've got Sleeping Beauty versus Toy Story. Do you want to introduce Sleeping Beauty?
I personally liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't.
It's got some good songs. I really like the voice of Sleeping Beauty. I think voices like Snow White, they're really like high pitched and girly, whereas I feel like Sleeping Beauty sounds more like cool, her voice.
Good villain.
Yeah, really good villain. I think it like builds a lot of tension because you're like, when's she gonna prick her finger?
Prick her finger?
Yeah, I didn't know that bit. It's literally the whole plot of Sleeping Beauty.
I thought the whole plot is she's asleep.
So
she was asleep from the start.
Maleficent puts a curse on her and says on her 17th birthday...
She's 17?
Yeah, on her 17th birthday, she'll prick her finger on a spinning wheel and fall into a deep sleep. So all you're thinking of is, where is the spinning wheel gonna come? And when is she gonna prick her finger?
What's a spinning wheel?
It's like
those roulette
big
things?
Wheel. No, it's a big wheel that has a thread and a needle. I think it's to do sewing.
I think it's boring, from what I remember. I think the final 5 minutes is good.
I know you. I've walked with you once upon a dream.
Alright, next. Toy Story is the very first Pixar film, the very first 3D CGI movie ever. It doesn't deserve to be as good as it is. Is that the right way of phrasing? It shouldn't be as good as it is. Toy Story should have just been one of those films that comes along as like a beginning of an era, you know, the first 3D CGI film, but it's also a bit shit, you know. But it wasn't. It was genuinely, it was good. Like it had a good story, great characters. It's amazing that they not only did a random studio come out of nowhere, they didn't come out of nowhere, but they made something extraordinary that no one had ever seen before. And it was also just a solid, great story with unique characters.
I just really like the concept.
Yeah.
Like all about a bunch of toys that come to life. That just brings so much.
Yeah, the concept's great.
Like when you're a kid watching it, you're like holding your toys tight, thinking they really are real. Yeah. And you're thinking when you do walk out the room that they do come alive.
Yeah. I'm still hoping sometimes.
I remember I used to play with my toys all the time and like do little videos with them.
Oh.
So I have 2 of them. I'll be like, one goes, yeah, I really didn't like Sword in the Stone.
Toy Story is one of the 3 that I watched when I was a kid so far. Like I said, a Pixar, I watched a lot of them when I was younger, whereas Walt Disney Animation Studios I didn't. Still holds up because I have seen it since.
You've got a friend in me. There are troubles Up ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
This is a no-brainer.
Just remember what your old pal said. You've got a friend in me.
3, 2, 1.
Toy Story.
Yes.
Some of them have been a good film against another good film, and then some of them have just been an easy answer.
Yeah. This one, kind of hard. This is Inside Out versus Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Massively, like, two furthest away you could get, nearly.
Oh.
I don't think there'll be a bigger gap in terms of the time they came out. It's 81 years.
That's so weird because I was
82
literally
years.
talking about Snow White when I was talking about Sleeping Beauty. I said
Was
about...
it you accidentally described the plot of Snow White?
No, I said about her voice being annoying.
But I think her voice is iconic. Do you want to...
Yeah.
You
I do
describe
like it.
Inside
It's just
Out.
very high pitched.
I'll do...
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hit me first.
Ready? Yeah.
So
Okay.
Inside Out is about a girl. It's very unique actually, like so unique and imaginative. It's all about your conscience really. So all your feelings and emotions in your head, they become characters. So it's all about this girl called Riley, but all about the emotions in her head are like characters and they have little arguments. Yes, I really like this movie. There's a character called Sadness and a character called Joy, and they clash. And I just love the meaning of it. It's got a really, really good meaning. Can I talk about the meaning?
Does it spoil it?
Yeah.
Nah. We'll try and make it a spoiler-free
There's a
video.
really sad bit in it as well. That did get to me.
Yeah, there is, yeah. You actually kind of made me like it more
When I just described
when you described it, because I really loved the premise, and there's some scenes that I really liked in it, such as the one you were just talking about. There's some funny bits in it. There's one right towards the end that I remember really made me laugh.
It's all about, you know, when you're a kid and you just forget things as you grow up. Like your memories fade.
Yeah.
So it's all about that side of it and letting those memories go, and that's what's sad. Do you not think that's sad?
Yeah, no, it's a very good concept. Why didn't I like it that much?
There is like parts of it I did think were a bit boring. I think I really liked all the bits with the characters, the emotion characters, but I didn't actually like the parts with Riley and the family. They were the bits that I found more boring.
I can't exactly remember why I didn't like it, but I think it suffers from the typical Pixar film where it's like two characters go on an adventure and they kind of bump into little obstacles on the way. Some of the obstacles, the more memorable ones, were interesting, like there's the imaginary friend, but then I can't remember much of the other ones. Riley's imaginary friend, right? Bee-Boo or something, Bebop.
Bongo.
Bongo's
not an imaginary friend, isn't it? A toy? An elephant?
No, he's their imaginary friend. Bing Bong. Bing Bong!
Bing bong! I think I found Joy a bit annoying.
Yeah, but that was the point, was it not?
Inside Out would be really good as like a video game. Like we recently played this game called It Takes Two. That's amazing, by the way. Like Inside Out, imagine if you were like playing as them.
If the film came out 10 years earlier, it would have 100% been made into a game, because they used to make everything into a game, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think it would be a good live action film. Like the premise of it would be good under someone like David Lynch or Yorgos Lanthimos. Like if they made it like really weird, that would be interesting. But anyway, we've talked about that a lot. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay, we haven't even spoken about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is an absolute classic. It's the first ever Disney film, and although you can kind of tell it's old, for a first film, maybe one of the first animated feature films, definitely in America, and it's solid. It's the same kind of thing I feel about Toy Story, whereas it shouldn't have been as good as it is because it's just the first like thing. It should have just been something they just threw together because it's experimental at the time, but it's not like great. I'm not saying it's like the best film ever, but it's got iconic songs. Even I can remember Hi Ho. It's Off to Work We Bloody Go. And the dwarves, I can remember all their names. We've got Sleepy, we've got Bingo, we've got Bebop, we've got Rocksteady. Go on, name all the seven dwarves. Let's just if I can name them all, we vote Snow White.
Okay.
Grumpy, Sleepy, Dopey. Oh, what's his?
He ends on dopey. Explains that he's dopey.
If I get one wrong, do I just lose?
Yeah. I mean, you're stuck and you're only on 3.
Oh no, that's a Toy Story character, I think. Sneezy.
Yeah.
And then he said Wheezy. Bashful. How many left? 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna risk it. Happy.
Yeah.
Is Happy one? You don't know them.
Happy. Yeah.
And wait, isn't there one? It's just like one syllable. Doc.
Yeah.
Right, let's check if happy. Let's confirm happy.
Yeah, it's happy.
7.
Happy, sneezy. It's very
Dwarfs.
random for Doc, isn't it?
Yeah, Doc. Why is it called that?
Because is he like a doctor?
I don't even know if I want Snow White through. Okay, let's say 3, 2, 1. Who would we have said?
Okay,
Because
3, 2, 1. Inside Out.
Okay, we would have agreed, so you don't have to drink.
I just think, even though Snow White is literally the first Disney film, it's just a bit boring. Like Inside Out is a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, I actually think I prefer Inside Out, but it's going through because I got all the 7 dwarves. Okay, it's the first time 2 Pixar ones have been pitted against each other. We've got The Good Dinosaur versus Wall-E. Do we even need to? Should we just skip to the next one? 3, 2.
No, give a little brief.
I'll do
speech.
Good Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Good Dinosaur is a film about a dinosaur, little baby dinosaur, whose, spoiler, it happens in every Disney film, the dad dies, daddy dinosaur, daddy dino, and then he meets a little kid who's like a little caveman kid. And they become pals, and then they just wander around this bloody boring old like wasteland, and they bump into like one funny character who's like a stegosaurus. No, what's the ones that have like a lion mane that's not made of hair? Triceratops. And then the rest is just so boring and forgettable.
Yeah.
And I've nothing else to say about it.
I watched it on the plane, and I think because I was just on a plane and there wasn't much to do, that I thought it was like okay, but
Yeah.
It is boring.
Maybe the worst Pixar film.
Wall-E. I loved Wall-E.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying Wall-E's the worst Pixar film.
It's such a good film because it really gives you like a good message. Basically tells you that we're fat. No, I'm joking. We're going to be fat.
Yeah,
We're going
as
to
long as we can do
destroy
that.
the world, and when the world is destroyed, when we kill all the plants and all of creation, we're just going to be in a little ship, like spaceship, not a ship. We're just going to be fat on screens, and that's the end of us, really. But this little robot, it just loves the thought of this little plant, and he's like, I'm going to make everything right again. And he makes these little fat humans talk to each other again and get off their screens.
Wall-E does feel like a classic, doesn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like for its time, it's a really good message. When did it come out? Like
2008. And it doesn't suffer from the typical Pixar thing where it's got like 2 characters, like a quirky sidekick who are just making banter each other, because that's what Pixar kind of turned into in the later years. Yeah, it's a solid film. It's not one of my favourites, like it's not a personal favourite. I think it's a little slow.
And Wall-E doesn't even speak. All
Yeah.
he says is Wall-E. The rest of it is just little robot noises like R2-D2. For that, and it still being a good film, like that's great.
Easiest pick yet.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Wall-E. If Wall-E was up against something else, it might have not made it through.
Yeah,
But-
to be fair, because Wall-E's not a personal favourite of ours,
Yeah.
although we both kind of agree that it's great. Right, next we've got Turning Red versus 101 Dalmatians, the newest film on this list that we both watched, like literally the day it came out, I believe.
Yeah.
Came out less than a month prior to filming this. Do you want me to introduce that and you introduce 101?
Yeah, but can I still speak about it?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing the whole time. Turning Red is about a girl who turns into a panda when she gets excited or angry. Had a lot of controversy around it because of right-wingers thinking it's too inappropriate for kids because it's got a theme about periods and puberty. And I really wanted to like it because I like to be against, those kind of people, but it's not great. I don't think I found it that funny. I think the animation's decent at some points. There's some different unique styles that they use that Pixar doesn't really use much. I think the period stuff was a bit of a reach most of the time, the actual message of it. Why is it isolated to just this one family if it's about periods? Like every girl gets periods, right? Her friends don't turn into a big panda, but just her and her family does. I thought it was okay.
There was one scene
Yeah.
which I did not understand, okay? So the mum knows that they turn into pandas, and she thought when her daughter was screaming in the bathroom that it was
Freaking
to
out.
do with her period and not that the fact that she turns into a giant panda. Like
Yeah.
surely that would be in her head, like one day my daughter's going to turn into a panda.
The one thing they use to excuse that is they do say, oh, this is earlier than expected. But still, you would think like,
yeah.
oh, she must be turning
Especially if
into a panda.
she's screaming and like closing the door. Like I did not scream when I
was gonna
on
ask
my
that.
period. I was like waiting for my period because I was quite late. Everyone at school had their period and I was like, when's mine coming? And then when I had it, I was like, I wish I didn't want this at all. It kind of gives me like an anime kind of feel to it.
Oh, wait.
That was a super goal, wasn't it? They had skill nuts. Absolutely unbelievably good. That was just
And the beginning part, it was all over the place. Like, it felt really quick. I was like, what the hell is going on? When only like the first 10 minutes, and then after that I was like, okay, I'm understanding the story now. Yeah, I don't understand why everyone's saying it's about periods, because it was literally like one little scene.
I thought the name's turning red.
Yeah, but I thought the whole meaning of it was to embrace yourself and your differences and not try and like hide and close off anything that's different, or maybe it could even be to do with LGBTQ.
Yeah, that's what I said. It seemed more about that to me.
I don't even think it needs to be like that specific. You just could be about anything really that makes you a bit different. The panda aspect was cute.
Oh yeah, she loved the panda. Every time the panda came on screen, you was well happy. 101
Dalmatians, about dogs.
It is about dogs.
It's a classic. One bit I really liked, was how the dogs looked like their owners.
Did they?
Yeah, they were like showing like all these dogs and they just like looked like their owners, and I do actually think that's true sometimes.
I didn't clock that. Yeah, no, it is true. It is true.
Cruella's pretty evil character.
Oh, great character.
Yeah, really good character.
Especially...
It's actually quite dark for a kids' film about like skinning animals and stuff.
That's why it was a perfect idea to make her into a hero.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for everyone that likes Cruella, but I just did not like it.
Yeah, we both hated it.
I liked the fashion aspects, and that's about it. Like, and the costume design, but other than that, why are you making a film about an evil villain that skins dogs into some hero and likeable character?
Well, I guess technically it's not the same character, I guess is what they're trying to say. It's like a reboot of the character.
I guess they do it with like Maleficent, don't they? But they change like the whole story.
Maleficent doesn't skin dogs either.
Yeah, exactly. I like Jasper and Horace in the film.
It's got good characters.
I like the one little song they sing, Cruella de Vil.
Oh, we've got a song.
That's it.
The car chase is good.
The bit when the dogs are born, there's a really sad bit in that, and then you're really happy. Basically, one of the puppies don't make it, and then he like strokes it, and then it comes to life. That was really cute. Oh wait, I don't know if that's in the animation actually. I know that's in the remake.
This was another one I did not watch when I was younger, but I watched in that era. And it stood out to me amongst them. So
you didn't watch that when you were younger? Wow.
No,
you had
none of these. Actually, WALL-E I watched when I was younger.
Sad childhood.
Sorry, I forgot to say WALL-E I watched when I was younger. But yeah, most of the Pixar films I did.
That's sad.
I'm ready to vote. 3, 2, 1. 101
Dalmatians.
Woo! I know there's a lot of fans of Turning Red out there, but we are not one of them. We've got Zootropolis, also known as Zootopia, to pretty much everyone else.
Can I go and have a Zootropper piss?
You actually want a Zootropper piss? We've got Zootropolis versus Toy Story 4.
Well, I haven't seen Toy Story 4.
What? That might have been where I miscounted. Remember when I was like, oh, there's actually 2 over when we thought there was meant to be 1. Wow, okay.
It's fine, because I know like...
But we could have put Fantasia on here then. We could have replaced that with Fantasia. That's going to upset some big old fans of Fantasia, some fans of Tasia, some Tangfastics, if you will. You introduced Zootropolis then, Zootopia.
I've watched it, but I wasn't really like properly paying attention to it. I know it's about a bunch of animals, about a bunny who's a police woman, would you use police bunny?
Police officer.
Police rabbit. I honestly don't know much else about it. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really like remember the whole story.
Yeah, there's some kind of crime. There's a gang they have to take down. She teams up with a fox who she doesn't like.
It does remind me of the new film that's just come out called The Bad Guys.
It's very much a furry movie. There's a lot of sex images if you Google them. A lot of like people fancy that bunny. What's her name? Jessica Rabbit.
It's a bit like racist, would you say? Not racist.
The theme is race. It's not like the film is racist. Toy Story 4.
So I know I have not seen Toy Story 4, but I know it's about a spork. Basically, the reason why I didn't watch it, my family went and saw it in the cinema when I was like out in France. But when I was like looking at it, I was like, I can't imagine the character of Spork being that. It's a fork and a spoon.
No, it's just a regular fork. It's called Forky.
Is it?
Yeah.
Forky is the most important toy to Bonnie right now.
Important?
He's a spork.
Yes, yeah, I know, but this toy is crucial to Bonnie getting adjusted to kindergarten.
He's a spork.
Yeah, but this spork...
It made me feel like Disney had gone back in time. Like, they just couldn't think of a really good character and they just went with a fork. Like, it didn't seem like a really interesting and fun character that I'd really be invested in and want to follow the story of.
Well, that was my worry before the film, but as someone who's seen it, the fork, yeah, I was worried it was going to be like some cringy character. It's voiced by the guy from Arrested Development.
Who?
I can't remember his name. But his character's kind of funny. He's not the main focus of the film. He is a side character that sets off the plot. He's not the main character. Woody is by far the main character still. The film doesn't need to happen. It could have ended on Toy Story 3, but I think it's a very good film actually. It's got really funny moments. It's got great animation. It's got
you
the
give
creepy.
a little description, just so.
He's got a new owner, Bonnie, I think her name is.
From the third one.
But she creates a toy herself, which is Forky. She creates him in class. She gives all her attention to him, but he's kind of messed up because he's not like created by an actual toy maker or whatever. He's like a little confused. And he thinks he's trash because he's made out of like a fork and a bunch of other things. So he keeps trying to get in the bin. And then when they're on a road trip, him and Woody go missing. Then they find like an antique shop where there's a bunch of creepy dolls. And it's actually got some like scary stuff in it.
Ooh.
Like creepy stuff.
It's not like the little cannibal dolls in the first one.
Cannibal dolls? What, you mean the dolls that are mixed with other dolls?
Yeah. What are they called?
I don't know, but they're not cannibals. They don't eat each other, do they?
They're called something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So they like that or no?
No, then they're antique dolls, you know what I mean? Like
But are
Annabelle.
they like broken?
No, they're an antique shop.
Yeah, a lot of them have like little cracks in them or...
Just think of like an old doll.
Yeah.
That's what they look
like. The ones
like.
that are like, mama.
Good film, really good film. And I can't even remember what it was up against. Zootopia, Zootropolis.
Would I like Toy Story 4?
Yeah, I'm sorry that I put it on here. I thought all of these we'd seen. I could have put Fantasia on here instead, but it's too late now.
No, it's fine because like, maybe I'll watch it now.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Toy Story 4. Okay, even when you haven't seen the film, you still agree with me. That's how much she hated Zootopia.
I didn't hate it.
Hated it.
I promise I didn't hate it.
Right.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was that? Sounded like you shouted into a megaphone. Next, we've got The Princess and the Frog versus Hercules. Can you introduce Princess and the Frog?
Introduce Hercules.
Oh.
Fine, I'll do Princess.
I'll try. No, I'll try.
No, I'll do it.
So you want me to introduce Hercules?
Mm.
Okay.
So Princess and the Frog I actually really liked because it's like an old book. Everyone knows the tale and it's taken Disney like that long to then make an animated film of it. But it's kind of like one of those stories like The Prince and the Pauper, is it called?
Prince and the Pauper, yeah, I've heard of that.
And like the film about the seed that's in her bed. What's that one called?
Jack and the Beanstalk?
The one where she's like sleeping on a bed and she like fills a seed in it.
Oh, there once was a lady who lived in a shoe.
Things like that. I thought that it was just like one of those kind of stories that was never going to get filmed. But I actually thought the film really did it well and made it really entertaining. Had some good songs that I remember.
The Princess and the Frog.
No, it's... that one. I really liked the animation and the whole evil guy in it with the like shadows chasing him. And I thought I'd find the actual princess girl with the blonde hair annoying, but I actually quite liked her because she was rich and you'd think she'd be like stuck up, but she was actually quite a nice girl and she was like really good friends with the main girl. I don't know her name.
Tiana.
That's the one. Oh, well done.
Hercules is a film about Hercules, the Greek god. Great film. One of the few that I watched when I was a kid. And a few on here, yeah. I watched it as a kid. And still holds up as an adult. It's got great set pieces, like great character design. There's giant monsters in it. The animation's great. Songs are great. Villain's great. James Woods voices him, he's great.
What film was he in recently?
That we watched, what was it?
Grown Ups.
No, it was the David Cronenberg one. What was it called? Oh my god, it's the one where he's watching the bloody torture tapes. Videodrome, that's it. Anyway, Hercules. Villains are great, the little sidekick characters are good. Great film, whereas Princess and the Frog.
From that.
A tale as old as time. Oh, Danny DeVito's in Hercules. He's great
he's really
in
good.
everything. What's one of the songs?
Hero.
Zero to hero.
Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. undefeated. What a guy. He could start a show.
I didn't even talk about Princess and the Frog, but yeah, I don't really like it that much.
I've literally forgotten a song from it.
So it's the first one she couldn't think of a song.
No, because I was thinking of the old like woman who tries to change the frog. I can't remember her name. I was thinking of that song, but there's actually lots of other songs in it, like
This is the first time where Rachel couldn't think of a song from a film. 3, 2, 1. Hercules. That was easy for me.
That was easy for me as well. I do like Princess and the Frog, and I think some people don't like it.
I thought it was okay.
But Hercules, it just beats it.
Classic film.
I'm almost there. People can but it's mine. I don't care. I'm almost there.
Right, next we've got Pinocchio versus the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Sorry, what did you just
Pinocchio.
say? No, okay, when I was younger, I still play this Disney trivia game. It's literally such an old game, it's all ripped up because I rabbit chewed it up. So I was reading the card and I was like, what is the name of Pinocchio's friend? And my sister was like, what? And I was like, oh my god, Pinocchio.
So you actually knew how it was pronounced. It wasn't like that.
It's a Disney game. I don't know why I didn't just click that this was about Pinocchio.
Do you want to introduce him? Introduce him. He's here right now.
Pinocchio. Classic, another classic Disney film about a little wooden puppet. You really actually feel for this guy, this puppet. His dad made him, and his poor little dad his little what? Yeah. Not on their own. It's actually quite scary. I found Pinocchio quite scary. And you know when they go to that little like adventure island, that's quite scary when they turn into donkeys. I really like the cat in it. I don't know what it's called.
Geppetto. No.
Geppetto was the man.
Yeah, you're right. Geppetto was a man. It's
Grulio.
No, I do know it. It's like
Grulio. It's like Lulio.
No, it's
something
like
with a Lulio.
Julio.
I got no strings to
one of the
hold
first.
me down, to make me frown, to make me frown.
It's one of the first
to
films.
make me frown, to make me frown, to make me frown.
It's one of the first Disney films. I don't think it holds up as well as some of the other early ones.
Figaro,
yeah, Figaro and Cleo. So yeah, I don't have much to say about Pinocchio. It's okay, it's classic.
Interesting name.
Pinocchio.
Father,
I want to go out on my own.
I just want to go out on my own.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's a great film. It's, in my opinion, maybe the darkest one. It stars a hunchback. He's from Notre Dame. He has a daddy who locks him up in a tower.
A daddy?
He locks him in a tower just like Tangled.
It's not his dad though.
Like he considers him his dad. It's like his carer.
Like stepdad.
Yeah. And it's good. It's got good characters. The hunchback, what's his name? Quasimodo, yeah. He's a great character.
Which means disfigured, deformed. I am deformed, you are deformed.
That's the song.
I am ugly.
I really like this film, but I can't think of anything to say about it. Maybe it's because I'm drunk.
The statues in it.
Oh yeah, the gargoyles.
The gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Gargle your drink. Stop interrupting me. I really like the gargoyles, and I really like Esmeralda, and there was a time in my life when I really wanted to call, if I had a daughter, Esmeralda. I like the message of the film. He shouldn't be locked away in a tower. That doesn't make it right. He's a really genuine, nice guy. He loves Esmeralda, but yet he sees that she loves the prince guy. Don't know his name. The guard guy, Phoebus. So he lets her have him, and I think that's really sweet. I think it's really good for its time to like have that message in it as well.
Didn't it come out like 2000s? Not that old.
No, it came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think it was 1998.
Yeah, it might have been late 90s.
I'm not too keen on the songs, like they don't
Yeah, the songs aren't massively
me.
memorable. No, the villain song, I remember there's a villain song that's proper epic and there's fire everywhere and he's like, la la la. I think it's proper going for it, you know. Apparently the sequel was really, really bad and I want to see it. Like apparently it's the worst Disney sequel ever.
Really?
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think you could really make it a sequel.
You go on like Christmas adventures and stuff, like the Beauty and the Beast sequels. 3, 2, 1. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Really?
Yeah, really.
We disagree.
Yeah.
Wow. First time in 16 rounds. I've been drinking a lot in between because we haven't been drinking like in disagreement, and I haven't had anything to eat. Can I persuade you? Because Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of my top.
I didn't actually give my opinion on Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I like the gargoyles, and I really like Esmeralda, and there was a time in my life when I really wanted to call if I had a daughter Esmeralda. I like the message of the film about because he's deformed. He shouldn't be locked away in a tower. It doesn't make it right. He's a really genuine, nice guy. He loves Esmeralda, but yet he sees that she loves the prince guy. Phoebus. So he lets her have him, and I think that's really sweet. But he ends up with friends in the end. It's really good for its time to like have that message in it as well. Didn't it come out like 2000s or old? No, it came out in the 90s. I think it's 1998. Yeah, it might have been 90s. I'm not too keen on the songs.
Just for me, like I do really like it and I really like the message, but parts of it I just find a bit boring. I don't think it's like wildly entertaining. I think it's because it's just about like him in a town and there's not much like really like imaginative cool animation. If that makes sense. Like they don't go into like a whole other world.
The animation's beautiful.
Yeah.
It goes through the town. The 2D turns into like 3D because it transverses through all the buildings and everything.
Yeah, I like that part, but because it's quite adult, and because I watched it when I was a kid, maybe that's why I don't like it as much. Because when I was a kid, like I'm a kid, I'm not an adult.
Well, you watched it as an adult now.
Pinocchio, it's just like really different to me and unique.
Pinocchio has some good. I think there's like a couple good scenes in it. I won't be upset if it wins.
It's just a cute film.
I think there was a scene in the water. Is there a scene where he's
he's in a whale.
Yeah, that scene I remember being really good.
Then you've got the little Jiminy Cricket, an cute old man. That old man is one of the cutest old men in a Disney film. Little Geppetto.
Fair enough.
He's got a cute name to go with it.
What about Jerry from Jerry's Game, the Pixar short where he's playing chess? He's a pretty cute old man. Anyway, rock, paper, scissors.
So I can't change your mind?
Do you want to?
Well,
I thought you were stuck on.
I'm not changing it.
Wait, you check?
What I just said was that I'm not changing your mind.
Oh, changing my mind?
Yeah.
No, I'm stuck on Hunchback.
Which one do you think has more iconic characters?
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it should win.
No. Rock, paper, scissors. Why don't you... You should be happy when it's down to rock, paper, scissors, because you just automatically won. You should be like, oh yeah, if we disagree, it's alright, I've got what I want.
Literally just the other day I rewatched Pinocchio with Rachel, and although I still think I would have voted Hunchback of Notre Dame, I am not upset by this outcome. Pinocchio is a great film and I definitely underrated it the first time watching it.
He's so bad at rock, paper, scissors.
What?
Way back. What would rock, Pinocchio, scissors be? Rock Pinocchio.
Rock, Pinocchio.
Rock, Pinocchio, scissors.
Wait, you don't go...
Rock, yeah. Rock, Pinocchio, scissors. Rock, Pinocchio, scissors. Rock, Pinocchio, scissors. Yes, because you can cut a little wooden nose in half.
You ready? We've got Lion King versus Toy Story 2. Lion King is a film about a couple of lions.
Just a couple? Just two?
A couple of them.
Two little lions?
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen this one.
The king that's a lion in like King Richard.
Oh yeah, this is just a Robin Hood spin-off about King Richard. Yeah. Lion King is a fantastic movie. Great characters. I've seen this 100 times. I watched it when I was a kid. Then as an adult, I watched it over and over again because it was like one of the only films we had in Spain. Me and my brothers just kept watching it. And it moves by so quick. It feels like a 20-minute long film. It's one thing happens and another thing happens and another thing happens and another thing happens and it's over. And it flows so well.
It's got Rowan Atkinson in it.
All the voice acting's great. Even, I like Matthew Broderick in it as Simba. Everyone can name like 4 songs at least.
Go on then.
I just can't wait to be king.
Everybody say look left. Everybody say look right.
And then we've got Hakuna Matata. Then we've got
means no worries for the rest of your days.
Then we've got
it's all problem free.
Then we've got the circle of life.
Himanama, hey.
Himashana, Himanana.
Then
we've got the Scar one.
No.
The Scar one where he's like
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Oh, okay, listen. I knew that one. But in my head, all I could think of was Be Our Guest, and I couldn't get that out of my head, so I couldn't think of what it was. So thank you.
You didn't mention the other classic. Can you feel the love tonight? Can I just say though, all the ones you have said you like love are all the ones you did see as a kid?
No, Treasure Planet.
Okay, minus that one. Can you see now why I like hold on to some of these? Because I watched them all as a kid.
Yeah, but Hunchback I hadn't seen as a kid, and I still love that.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I swear you did.
101 Dalmatians I hadn't seen as a kid, like that one. Snow White.
Okay, fine. Shush.
It's a great film. You could talk about the other one. Who cares about the other one?
What was the other one?
Exactly.
The second one. The second one is to do with that little man who works in a toy shop. What else happens?
There's climaxes on the plane because they're trapped in like a suitcase or something. There's the bit with Buzz and Zorg. It's a good sequel because it like adds more characters that became iconic throughout the franchise. I haven't seen it in a while. I watched it as a kid.
Where would you rank it in your Toy Story list?
Bottom.
Where would you rank Lion King in your Robin Hood list?
3, 2, 1.
Lion King.
Yeah, no brainer. No brainer.
Maybe there is someone out there that prefers Toy Story 2. Do you think?
Yeah, a couple of fucking losers. Up versus Tarzan. Which one do you want to introduce?
I don't know Tarzan.
I don't know Tarzan either. I was going to say I'll introduce Up. Up is a great movie. It stars an old man and a little boy. They go flying around on a little balloon house. They come to a big rock cliff and they go on little adventures. I know I mentioned the typical trope of Pixar films where they go on little adventures, but this is the best version of that, I'd say. Best version of, you know, the straight man and the comedic sidekick. It's got one of the most iconic scenes on the whole list. It's got really funny bits, funny side characters, even though some people might find Doug annoying. I really like Doug. It's just really, really good film. One of the Pixar's better ones, I think.
I think the villain could have been better.
Oh yeah, the villain, yeah. Didn't make sense either because he's an adult when Carl, the main guy, is a kid. Then when the kid's an old man, the adult is the same age as him. Maybe he just aged well. He might have aged well, really.
Like, I think it's good the first time you watch it, but I don't know if it's like the most entertaining, funny Disney film.
What about Tarzan?
Tarzan, okay, so this is like hardly any one of them. It's hardly any on this list that I didn't watch as a kid.
Me neither. I watched Up as a kid, by the way. Sorry,
I watched it maybe when I was like 17, 18, and I did like it when I watched it, but I think it's quite forgettable. It's kind of a bit like Jungle Book though. Like a man with animals.
Yeah, true. Yeah, actually, it's very similar. Yeah. I remember, one thing that I remember about the film is I can't spoil it. The way the villain comes to an end. Maybe you don't remember it, but it was like, holy shit, that's in a kid's film. Can you think of any songs?
One heart, one family. You know the one I sung for Brother Bear that I said was Tarzan? I don't actually know if that's Tarzan though.
3, 2, 1, Up.
I did feel a bit like sad when we left the monkey family.
So me and Rachel just rewatched Tarzan, and once again we completely underrated it when we first watched it. This is a really great film. I don't know why I rated it so low. Rachel reckons she'll still vote for Up if it came to it, but I don't know, for me it depends on what mood I'm in. I still think Up would have probably gone through though, because Rachel would have beat me in rock, paper, scissors.
Here's an interesting one. Chicken Little versus The Jungle Book. Chicken Little was, I believe, the first 3D animated Walt Disney Animation Studios movie outside of Pixar. There was other ones in that era, that weird 3D era, like Home on the Range and Meet the Robinsons, which aren't on this list because we haven't seen them. But anyway, Chicken Little is so far off from every other Disney film. It's got awful animation, it looks really ugly, but it's really funny and weird. It's got some iconic quotes that we still quote to this day. We watched it together.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
A piece of the sky? Not again! Hey, what's wrong? Nothing. I thought I heard you yell. No. I fell out of bed. Huh? How'd you get over there? Over where? There. Where? There. How'd you get over there? What are we talking about?
I think I watched this as a kid. This is one of the ones I watched as a kid. It's
Even
good.
though the animation is ugly, I kind of liked that about it.
It's charming.
Because it made it different. All the characters were ugly.
Yeah, the characters are so ugly.
And I was like, wow, like they for once don't have like a main character that looks
sexy.
Nice.
Yeah, like the ugly ducklings in it.
Yeah, and I liked how it was just about a chicken who everyone thinks is crazy. And I liked like the dad and his relationship and how the dad thought that he was embarrassing and didn't listen to him and didn't like stick up for him. And then in the end he does.
Jungle Book.
What? Jungle Book? Now I'm the king of the swingers, ooh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's troubling me. I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo. I wanna be like you. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Will come to you. When you pick a raw ball or a pickly pear. When you take the raw ball, next time beware. Now you picked a pair of a big raw ball.
It's the first time they've seen a beer on the channel. This is my preferred drink.
Jungle Book is a book about the jungle. It's a film about a book about the jungle that follows a little boy called Mowgli who has been taken in by some wolves, and then he meets a lot of little animals along the way like Baloo and Bagheera who look after him. There's an evil tiger called Shere Khan, and it also features the Beatles as voices as the vultures. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
The Beatles, the band, voice over the vultures.
Did not know this.
Who they're like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna be controversial here and say I'm not a huge fan of Jungle Book. I think it's one of the weakest. It's kind of, I know it's meant to be, but it's kind of just a bunch of random stuff that happens. Like, he bumps into this person and he bumps into this person. But I guess that you could say that a lot of Disney films.
Can you check if that is actually the Beatles?
No. Jungle Book's very iconic. It has great characters, great songs. But for some reason, just really not a fan of it. And I can't fully explain why. 3, 2, 1.
The Jungle
Chicken
Book.
Little. We disagreed.
Only because I know that Jungle Book is just a classic. It's my dad's favourite Disney film.
Oh wow, he's gonna hate me if he watches this, which he won't.
I do really, really like Chicken Little, and I'm so annoyed it's up against this.
I'm not. I'm gonna win rock, paper, scissors this time. Oh, it's very cold. Alright.
Hello, I'd just like to say that apparently the Beatles were originally supposed to be the voices of the vultures, but apparently they weren't.
I was gonna say, if this was a real thing, there's no way I did not know about that.
But isn't it surprising that I knew that they were supposed to be? Well, I didn't know they were supposed to be, but they were supposed to be.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
It's Pinocchio.
So I win then. Scissors beat Pinocchio. Yes!
No, I was just making a joke. We have to do it again.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I did have paper on it.
But you took it back. You closed your bids.
No.
Best of 3.
Fine.
Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, fuck off!
Yes!
That's fair as well. That's fair.
Wins. Poor Chicken Little. I thought it'd be like in round 3, definitely. I thought it'd be in like the next round.
I thought it'd be in the final 2. I thought it'd be Chicken Little versus Shrek or something.
Like, if you go to a lot of people and you say, name a Disney film, one of them is going to be Jungle Book.
This is the second time that there's 2 Pixar films against each other. Both of them I watched when I was a kid.
No way.
We've got The Incredibles versus Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Which one do you want to introduce? Which one do you want to introduce?
Monsters Inc.
Okay, so The Incredibles...
No, I was just saying that. I don't know.
I asked you a question, you answered it, and then you're like, no, I was just saying the answer. Nothing to do with your question. The Incredibles is the first film in the Incredibles franchise. The sequel was known as Incredibles 2, been knocked out already. So I'm hoping that Incredibles has a chance here. Go on then, because I feel like, actually, because there's the risk that Incredibles 2 is, the first one, sorry, is going to come up against the best film ever, and it's going to get knocked out, and then we'll have none.
Will get knocked out anyway.
If Incredibles 1 gets knocked out, then at least we have Incredibles 2 kind of carrying the torch. Incredibles is one of the best superhero films ever made. It's the only good Fantastic Four movie. It features a family of superheroes. Movie? Yeah, there's 4 of them and they're fantastic.
They're not fantastic, they're incredible.
Ah, sorry, they're incredible. The Incredible 4.
Actually, there's 5 of them.
Oh yeah, Jack. Yeah, it's a funny film. They're great characters. They're all unique. They all have very unique powers, although obviously some of them are just like ripped out of the comic books. I mean, all of them are just ripped out of the comic books, really. But they deal with it in a unique way. It's not messy. They all have something to do in the story. But it also deals with something that other superhero films don't do, such as real family issues, Mr. Incredible wanting to retire. It's just so different to all the other superhero films.
He doesn't want to retire.
Does he not?
No.
Is it the opposite?
They have to retire
and he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to, but Lois... Oh, that's not her name.
Lois?
Lois Lane.
You were thinking of Lois Griffin. Elastigirl. Helen Parr.
Yeah, Helen.
It's got great side characters, great villains. Oh, a great villain. Like a really great villain. Syndrome is a great villain.
I like, what is her name? The little woman.
Oh, Edna Mode.
Edna Mode.
Edna Mode is great.
That's maybe my favourite character in The Incredibles.
Oh, in The Incredibles. I thought you were going to say Honest Entire List.
No.
She's voiced by the director.
Well, that makes it even better, doesn't it?
I guess.
Makes it even more incredible.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. I really do like the concept of this as well.
I think it's got a better concept.
Monsters and they're like...
Inky.
No.
It's not about inky monsters.
Incorporated.
Oh,
it's
I thought it was
about
like
their business.
Pen-ink.
No, they've got to like scare children to get energy.
Like Monsters University.
Yeah, why are they not like... That's copyright.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it's got the same actors in it, so it's okay.
I really like Randall. He's great in it.
He is a great villain.
Mike Wazowski, little what's her name? Boo. The little slug woman. I love when they like go into all those different doors and they end up in like Alaska.
Oh yeah, that's
they end
great
up in like
scene,
Antarctica with a little snow cone man. Oh, it's actually really sad when they like shred the door at the end. Like, that actually got to me. And then I love the ending where Mike Wazowski puts all the door together. Sully puts the last piece in the door and she goes, what does she call him? She gives him a name.
Furry, fluffy, blue boy.
Little puss.
Little puss. She calls him like Daddy, Big Daddy Bear.
Boo, and it just ends.
She calls him Boo.
No, he goes Boo. Like she says something like.
I thought we weren't spoiling the movie, so are you ready to vote?
What was it again?
Oh yeah, sorry. Fucking 3, 2, 1.
The Incredibles.
Yes. No, they're both great. I wouldn't have been upset, but The Incredibles 2 didn't make it. I also did say at the beginning, I was like, Incredibles are going to be up against something much better and it's going to get knocked out, and I need Incredibles 2 to carry the torch. But here it is in round 2.
It was hard though. It was almost out.
It was tough.
Almost went out.
Right, we've got Lady and Tramp versus Finding Nemo. Which one do you want to introduce? You're better at the old 2D ones.
Go then. Oh, so Lady and a Tramp. If you actually thought about it, you'd think it was about like some high up lady. This was some like trampy man.
Well, that is what it is, but with dogs.
I love the spaghetti meatballs scene because I like really want spaghetti meatballs in that bit. But other than that, it's quite boring.
I agree. It's got great scenes in it and like a great just idea in general. It's got cute characters, but yeah, it's got a lot.
What else happens in it?
Yeah, I think it's another one of those filler ones, kind of like Bambi and Cinderella.
Who's the villain? The rat?
The Tramp?
I think the lady gets lost, doesn't she? Or does she get
watched
kicked
the remake
out?
relatively
because
recently.
of the baby in their family. She gets like put the blame on for doing something wrong when it was actually the Siamese cats. But honestly, I don't know who the villain is other than the Siamese cats.
I completely agree. Did you watch the Disney Plus? Sorry, I just used air quotes in the wrong place. Did you watch the live action remake on Disney Plus?
I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bad.
I didn't like it.
It's just a CGI version. I watched that when it came out, and that was only a couple of years ago, and I can't remember the villain.
Clearly, it's quite forgettable, other than the spaghetti meatball scene.
And then we got Finding Nemo, great film. One of Pixar.
That's not forgettable, apart from if you're Dory.
Oh! So it seems in a row we've had quite a few of the classic Pixar films. We had Up, Incredibles, Monsters Inc. and now this. This is like the era of Pixar when they were at their best, in my opinion. This is one of the better ones. Simple story about a single dad looking after his little fish boy. Little fish boy. He goes missing because he's being too rebellious. And he's just looking for his little fish boy. And there's so many situations they get into that's just iconic and memorable. Like almost every scene is memorable in this.
The
Bruce.
Bloody girl in it with braces.
The fish tank.
Scary.
Willem Dafoe's in it. automatically puts it.
Is he?
He's
Is
gill.
he the scarfish?
Yeah.
Fish with the scar on
Fish
his
with a
face.
scar, yeah. That's not a type of fish. There's no fish called Scarfish. There's a film called Scarface.
I love Dory in it.
Dory, yeah, even though Ellen DeGeneres kind of brings the whole thing
forgot
down.
about that.
Oh yeah, Finding Dory's not on the list because Rachel hasn't seen it, although I kind of like that film.
I really like the turtle in Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah, the turtle sequence is great. The jellyfish
Yeah.
sequence is great. There's a lot of great scenes in this.
Ow, you dude.
Finding Nemo is a great film. I'm making myself appreciate it as I'm talking about it.
Nemo is just so cute.
There's
He's
his
got a
friends, the
little,
school.
small little fin,
He's got
and his mum died.
Yeah.
Nemo then understands why his dad's protective, and his dad understands like he needs to let Nemo go and be
Yeah, it's
less
got a great
protective.
overarching story. The
Yeah.
characters and the opening scene's really good. And you know, it's what is it? A swordfish or something that kills him? Something kills him. What is it?
What's the humans?
No, not that captures him. The thing that kills his mum.
Yeah, it's the humans.
No, it's not. It's like a not a swordfish, but some kind of spiky fish. Promise
Is
you.
it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's the humans. That's why the dad is so
yeah.
protective and is like, stay away from like the top of the
You
reef.
can literally Google it.
because of
you
the
can look it up
humans.
right now. It's not a human. It's some kind of swordfish.
Jellyfish?
No, it's some kind of swordfish.
Why would when the hell was a swordfish?
Right, everybody,
in Nemo?
please roast Rachel. What kills Nemo's mum?
Whoever is wrong has to drink.
A giant barracuda.
Who?
A giant barracuda.
What the hell is that? Oh, is that a ship? Oh!
Yeah, it's a fish.
So
At the
it's not
beginning,
even
it attacks them and the little balls, the little eggs, and Nemo's the only survivor.
Oh,
Why would a human just go in and just kill some fish?
I don't know, because I thought, like, why is he so against humans?
Because they don't want to get caught by humans, because they're fish. Every fish is against humans.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3, 2, 1, Finding
Finding
Nemo.
Nemo.
That was one of the easiest. And Lady and the Tramp's not even a bad film.
Yeah, but it's like Tarzan, like, it's forgettable.
A lot of Pixars are going through now. At the beginning, we were like, oh, we're putting through some classics, you know, we're putting through some old ones. Now it's just like...
I think Finding Nemo's a classic.
We've got Atlantis, the Lost Empire versus Soul. Atlantis, the Lost Empire is a film that I don't care about at all and can't remember anything about. It's obviously based on Atlantis, the thing that's under the sea. I remember the main character looks like a fucking nerd.
I thought he was quite handsome.
I don't remember anything about it. There's some side characters. There's a girl. There's a guy who sends him on the expedition who turns out to be a dick. And it's one of the most forgettable films on the list and one of the weakest in my opinion, but there's a few people who consider this an underrated film. I could be wrong. I could rewatch it and love it.
I watched it when I was younger, but I literally don't remember it. I remember I liked it when I was younger.
Have you only seen it when you were younger?
Yeah, but I don't remember it at all.
Oh.
I remember there's that girl with like white hair who like comes out of like some light where the Atlantis is, and she's got like paint. Oh god. In the eye.
I wish I saw that.
So she's got like paint stripes on her, and I think they have to help her or something. I honestly don't know
Yeah, you're not
much
convincing
about
me
this
to watch
film.
this film. I'm just
I
playing
really
with my
like
dear
it.
can. Talk about Soul.
So I really liked. It came out in like 2016, 2017.
2020.
Was that in lockdown then?
Yeah, it's a lockdown movie. It went straight to Disney Plus.
I love that it's got a lot of jazz music in it. I really liked that part of it. It was really deep, felt like an adult movie, and I really related to it because I don't really have like one kind of passion, and everyone's like, how can you not have a passion, how can you not love something, like what are you doing with your life kind of thing. But that film makes you realise that that shouldn't be your whole life. It shouldn't just be about reaching this one
Goal.
reaching this one
Goal.
what's it called when
Goal.
you like want something.
Aspiration. I'm literally listing off words that fit.
Okay. It shouldn't be about just reaching this one aspiration. You shouldn't just have this one.
Does it matter? Yes. Achievement.
It shouldn't be about reaching like one dream. There's so much around you in life that you should just love, your family, friends.
Just get passionate, just cry.
And that's why I really related to this, because I was like, see everyone, this is what I'm talking about. Don't have a go at me for not having a dream. I could do a whole rant on Soul.
I could do a rant on Soul, a negative rant. I fucking hate this movie. No, I don't hate this movie. I feel similar to how I felt about Inside Out, where I think it has has a lot more potential than it utilises. The ending sucks. I won't spoil it, but I think it's the worst Pixar ending. I think it goes against everything the film was teaching. Soul got relatively lucky because it's up against Atlantis? It's up against Atlantis, the Lost Empire. There's no competition really, but I'm not massive on the film like you are.
I'm not massive on it.
You seem pretty massive. You nearly cried doing that
But I
speech.
do think it's really unique.
Yeah, it's unique.
Powerful. I really wish Disney made more deep films like this.
Finding Nemo's not that deep, and we fucking both talked about how much we love that film. I don't have much else to say about either of them. I'm not passionate about either of them, but one is still an obvious winner for me.
He likes jazz.
You like jazz?
2, 1, Soul. Well done, Soul.
It really touched my soul.
I think Atlantis was the only one in my head where I was thinking, that's the only one that's definitely going to go out in the first round. Because obviously there's things that I don't like that you might try and push through and then you'll beat me in rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that could have been against it that both of us, maybe the Good Dinosaur. Good Dinosaur could have lost to that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Even then,
No,
there's a chance.
I would have picked Atlantis over the Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, but I might not have.
We'll rewatch it one day.
Yeah. Sorry, Atlantis fans.
It might end up in our top 10.
Right, next we've got A Bug's Life versus Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my goodness.
This is the toughest one in a while. This is the toughest one in a while.
This is challenging.
Bug's Life is a film about bugs. It's got a great villain. It literally just shows... This is one I watched as a child, and so is the other one actually. I watched both of these as a child.
Oh, and they're up against each other.
They're up against each other, yeah. So I have nostalgic attachment to both of them. But Bug's Life is a bug, and he goes off of his usual bug life and goes to a circus where he meets a bunch of other bugs that are like freaks. He's an ant, right? He's an ant.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was just thinking of ants. And he meets a bunch of wacky characters, and there's some really good animation, some interesting stuff that happens. I really like Bug's Life.
The wasps are terrifying.
The wasps?
The grasshoppers. The grasshoppers. I'm thinking of ants. Is that what?
I think you're thinking of the Bee movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's bees. Sorry, that's bees.
So the grasshoppers are terrifying.
Kevin Spacey is terrifying.
I don't know why the main ant. What's he called?
Gary.
Flick.
Yeah, I think so. Let me check.
I don't know why Flick leaves and ends up with a circus. I think he's trying to get more food or something. He ends up with a circus.
He fucks up and loses all their food because he knocks something off.
So why does he bring the circus back with him?
For, I don't know, marketing reasons.
I loved the bit though, this is so random, when they're like pulling drinks and they pull like a little like bubble of drink. I think that's really cool.
There's some good animation stuff.
Yeah.
I remember the actual animation like utilised jokes well.
They make a fake bird to scare off the grasshoppers. I think that's really good.
This has some great
It's
stuff
a
in
really
it.
good film.
Now would you like to talk about Lilo and Stitch?
Lilo and Stitch. Ohana means... I can't do it. Ohana.
Is it Ohana?
Ohana means family. Family means... Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Nobody gets left behind. She's got like a little village scene of toys in her room, and he's like pretending to be like Godzilla. Like it's got Elvis Presley songs in it.
Beatles play the vultures in it, I believe.
Oh, I just love the movie.
It's a great movie. Stitch is a great character.
Hard.
There's all the other aliens as well in it that are kind of unique. Lilo's a great character. She's like an annoying little girl. Like she's proper annoying, and it's realistic because little girls are annoying. The older sister character.
Sad that there's emotional bits doing it.
Yeah, emotional. I wouldn't say sad.
The big alien monster guy.
Oh yeah, who's the funny guy in it? The guy who keeps coming to her door.
I wasn't thinking of him.
Yeah, no, I was just saying he's a funny character.
Yeah, he is. He's like...
is it just him or is it two people that come to the door?
You need to leave because you haven't paid your rent or whatever.
Am I right in thinking he's voiced by Ving Rhames?
He's trying to take
it's Ving Rhames. It's Ving Rhames.
And I really love the little like guy with the one eye. I like the bit when he's like got his finger on like a record player and she like opens his mouth and it
brilliant.
And he's like running around with like underpants on his head.
I used to have a Lilo and Stitch thing, you know, like the thing they have, the flipper where like they flick through like different things. I used to have that for Lilo and Stitch.
That's cute. Yeah, there was really good bits to it and like
bits to it. I've seen two of the sequels. I haven't seen the TV show. They made Stitch the movie, which was the setup for the TV show. That was alright. Then they made Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch or something like that. And then they made Leroy and Stitch, which I haven't seen.
Yeah. And I love the little side bits to it with the little frog. You get that run over. You get that run over. And he like Stitch like looks after his little frog and like moves him or something. It's really cute. It's a little frog.
Sounds cute though. I don't remember it. 3, 2, 1. Lilo and Stitch.
I do really like A Bug's Life.
They're both very good films.
What?
We've got Oliver and Company versus Toy Story 3. I could cut this out because this might be a spoiler, but this is literally my least favourite versus my favourite. There's nothing here. I want to skip straight to the next one.
I'll explain Oliver and Company because some people might have not watched it. It's basically a Disney version of Oliver Twist. So it follows a cat called Oliver. Do you not know this?
Fagin.
Yeah, and it's got Fagin in it. He's like evil, and I just love how he ends up being a nice guy. I don't know who in Oliver Twist is the evil one. The man in that who's with Fagin. He is evil in this, and I like it. And there's actually a song I remember. It's called Why Should I Worry?
I haven't done songs in ages.
Why should I care? It's a good film, I think. The animation isn't great.
The animation's awful.
Ben didn't like it.
This one feels like the cheapest on the list. This feels like a random TV film you would find from like the 60s or something that they just made with like a couple of pennies. Nothing memorable about it, and I've seen it relatively recently. Yeah, I very much dislike it, whereas everything else on the list I haven't disliked. You know, I haven't literally disliked, but this I do. And Toy Story 3 is masterpiece. I know a lot of people use the criticism of, it kind of has a similar story to Toy Story 2, which is true.
What? Does it?
They go into the new place that seems friendly, but the person running the place is secretly evil. The bear.
Yeah, but it's completely different.
But it's so good. All the characters are great. The Barbie and Ken stuff are great. All the side characters get their due. It has a really emotional ending. I watched this as a kid when it first came out in cinemas, and as an adult, loved it both times.
What's he called? Like Hugs a lot.
Lots of hugging bear.
He's a great villain.
He's a great villain. The baby is really scary, but also sympathetic.
Lots of hugging bears voiced by the guy who voices the man in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
John Goodman, no.
Is it not?
John Goodman is the voice of Sally in Monsters Inc.
He voices lots of hugging bears.
I don't think he's that famous. But yeah, I love Toy Story 3. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite Toy Story, and it ended so perfectly. It's beautiful.
It's a really good film.
Ned Beatty. 3, 2, 1. Toy Story 3. Oliver and Company just got stepped on.
Still watch it though.
This is a tough one. Did you actually just look at it?
I just looked.
Right, we've got Encanto versus The Rescuers. Encanto is the most recent on this list that isn't Pixar. It's about a Colombian family who are quite toxic. They don't have a great relationship with each other. Some of them have magical powers. One of them, the main character, doesn't get any, but we don't know why. But they still try and be something within the family. They still try to make themselves known within the family. It has a really good message, something that Disney films don't really talk about that much. The songs are good. Even though I don't like Lin-Manuel Miranda, we both are on record to say we really don't like Lin-Manuel Miranda. And this is the only thing he's been involved with where I actually like the aspect that he's been involved with. I like the songs in this film. You aren't huge on them, but you don't dislike them, right?
I like one song.
Drip, 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 drip.
Oh, I didn't like that song.
Yeah, I like the drip, drip, drip one.
Drip till it never stops.
We both like...
I didn't like that song.
We both like We Don't Talk About Bruno. Everyone likes that one.
About Bruno.
You love that one.
No.
Animation's good. Overall, it's a great film. One of their best probably their best in years. So, would you like to talk about The Rescuers?
I just want to say my opinion on Encanto. I liked it. The Rescuers, a classic film for me. It's about two little mice who are part of a mice company that is going to save kids all over the world.
It's really random.
There's a poor little kid called Penny and they have to go and rescue her. It's got a really good villain, I think. I like the little side character, Toots.
The henchman?
No.
With the bird?
Toots. No, the little man who like gets always hit with like the broom.
Yeah, the henchman. He's a henchman technically,
Is he? Oh, what's he called?
I don't know who his name is.
And the crocodiles in it, I like.
Crocodiles are great. The crocodiles are really funny. He's a bird. He's a big bird. I did like the villain, but she is a bit reminiscent of Cruella. She's very similar personality.
Which came out first? 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah. like 10 years earlier. But I agree with everything else. I also think the animation was really good for its time. The story was very random. Like the premise is just like, why are a bunch of mice part of some crew for saving kids? Like it's so random. Who thought of that? And yeah, it's a great film. I only saw it for the first time a few months ago with you, and I'd heard it was underrated, but I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those ones I hate. It's going to be like Atlantis, where everyone's like, it's underrated and it's actually really boring. But it was a really good film. This is a tough choice for me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
The Rescuers.
Oh, agreed again.
I do like Encanto.
Yeah, they're both great. That was tough.
We'll see in 10 years' time.
We've got Brave versus The Rescuers Down Under. So we've already got the sequel. So Brave is a Pixar film. The first Pixar film to feature a Disney princess, if you will. And honestly, straight up say it, I don't like this film. I think it's pretty bad. It starts off like, I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, oh, I might like this one. It's kind of a grounded one. A Scottish girl who is a good, like, arrow shooter, what do you call it? She's a good arrowist. Archer, she's a good archer. Yeah, she's a good archer. And then it becomes a fucking Brother Bear film where magic is involved, and then her mum is turned into a bear, and then the film just becomes a quirky little, oh, my mum's a bear movie. And then it's shit, and I can't remember anything about it.
I know it's Scottish.
We'll talk about Rescuers Down Under
Yeah,
instead.
Rescuers Down Under. I think it went straight to DVD. Did it?
No. This is literally the only one at its time to not go straight to DVD, which is weird. So there's no straight to DVD ones in this, by the way.
Australia, hence why it's called Down Under. It's about a boy this time. It's got the two main mice from the first one in it still, Bernard and
Julio.
Bernard and the girl.
Horace.
What's her name?
Jespy.
And it's got the seagull in it again. He's not a seagull.
No, it's not him. It's a different seagull. The other seagull retired because the voice actor died. And the seagull, it was a seagull's brother.
It's not a seagull, but yeah.
Yeah, the bird's brother. And I remember him not being good in this one.
Yeah, he wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah, he did not, yeah. He was voiced by John Candy in this one. He's a well-known comedic actor, but he overdid it.
Does this film follow on from the first one, the end of the first one?
No, yeah, it follows on.
Because at the end of the first one, they get another letter, don't they, who needs help? I don't know if it's...
Yeah, no, it's not literally follow on. Okay. It's not like Evil Dead.
I didn't like it as much as the first one. The villain isn't amazing.
I don't even remember the villain, honestly.
It's that man who like hunts...
Oh yeah,
and he basically wants the eagle's eggs.
It's a very bland movie, and it's got very lucky because it's up against Brave.
I didn't hate it though.
But it's nothing. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it's nothing on the first one. And it's very weird that Rescuers was the one to get a sequel that didn't go straight to DVD. I don't know why that was the one.
Maybe Rescuers was that big.
It wasn't big. 3, 2, 1. The Rescuers Down Under. Oh. Whoa, okay. I really thought you'd go for Rescuers Down Under. Alright, we'll do this one and I'll go with.
Bernard and...
Quick, forget that.
And I don't know the name of the bird. That's right.
Bernadette. Bernice. Geraldine.
Miss Bianca. Bernard and Bianca.
Oh, I was looking at
What's the bird?
looking at the actors' names.
Orville. Oh, that is so strong.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Yes! I don't even care about this one, yeah.
I liked Down Under.
Piss time. Right, next we've got Ratatouille versus Frozen.
I completely forgot about Ratatouille.
I was actually thinking about that the whole time. Just constantly.
You're just thinking of pasta because you're hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving. I've eaten cereal today and it's now 9 o'clock.
Ratatouille's not even a pasta, is it? It's like vegetables put together.
Yeah, but the rat's a pasta. The rat.
The rat's a pasta. The rat is a pasta.
Rat's a pasta.
Ratatouille. About a rat who lives in Tui. I'm joking. Basically, it's about the dish Ratatouille, and it's an animated version of the dish. It's alive, and it's like, nobody likes me because I'm vegetables.
It's that Toy Story where everyone's like,
yeah, and he's like,
they think, oh, it's
everyone
dead.
likes meat, but no one likes Ratatouille because it's vegetables. No, it's about a rat called Rennie, and he's a great chef. He's better than us. We can't cook anything.
No, I can cook.
The rat is literally better than us. And he like befriends another chef who isn't a human chef that isn't good at cooking. And he lives in his little hat and controls him with his hair to make him cook really nice food. And then everyone's like finds out that it was a rat that was cooking the food in the end. And that's basically the concept. Great film.
Great film.
Love the little critique.
Oh yeah, the villain.
I think he's great.
It's such a weird premise as well because a lot of Pixar ones, they kind of take like, robot, a sentient robot, a sentient car, but then you've just got a rat who fucking controls someone to cook by pulling on their hair. Like, where did they cut? That's so different to their other stuff, and it's great.
And I love like the look of when he like makes the food, like does a little sauce around the dish. It looks really nice and appealing. The message is, you can do whatever you like.
Don't let a rat in the kitchen.
Don't feel like you need to fit in and you can't do certain things because you're a rat. Because you're not a rat.
But he is a rat, so that's not the message, because he is a rat. Then we got Frozen, the most average film on the list, I'd say. It's about a girl with ice powers, and she gets locked away because she's got ice powers, and her sister's like, I miss you. And then she's like, you must stay away from me. And then her sister meets a boy, and then they get married, and it's meant to be, it's a piss take, it's a parody of the old Disney things where they fall in love straight away. And then, not going to spoil it, but there's a twist, and then something else happens, and they go on an adventure, and then she sings the song Let It Go, and then there's a big abominable snowman, and then there's a deer with a carrot in his mouth, or a donkey or something, and then they sing another song, and then there's the mayor of the town, and who's
describing the whole film.
He also voices in Wreck-It Ralph, which was knocked out of this list. So Alan Tudyk, if you're knocked out of the first round of both of the films you're in, I apologise, but you did make it far in Tucker and Dale vs Evil in our other list. So you've done something. Frozen. Then there's a bit where she freezes, and then that's all I have to say about this film.
Basically, I like this film because I like the message, because there's lots of messages in this film. One is about the naive sister, the one with plaits. Anna. She's naive because she falls in love quickly, and I like that message because it's telling you can't just fall in love that quick, because they might not be who you think they are, and they might have your best interest at heart. So I think that's a good message for children. Yeah. And then you've got Elsa, and the whole message about her is that you shouldn't hide what's different about you. You should let it go. So,
Turning red.
All children would love the Anna character, but all the children liked the Elsa character. The Elsa character more, just because out of everyone in this film, I probably like him the least.
He's a little snowman.
He's the voice of Gaston's sidekick in Beauty and the Beast.
The live action remake.
Yeah.
Josh Gad. He's awful. Josh Gad is awful.
I liked a lot of the songs. Like, we finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say. Never met someone who thinks his life's like me. Jinx. Jinx again. Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
Oh yeah, that guy's funny. I didn't mention him either. He's the best part of the film. If I didn't mention this already, Frozen 2 isn't on the list because you haven't seen it. Which I'm surprised, because you seem to love Frozen 1. It seems to be your favourite film.
What are you talking about? Disney needs more snow-related Disney films.
Right, are you ready to vote?
You're Frozen.
3, 2, 1.
Ratatouille. Did you forget the film?
For some reason, I thought you hated Frozen.
No, I've not seen Frozen 2, but I feel like I wouldn't like that. Did you like Frozen 2 more?
Yeah.
Oh, you liked it more than the first?
I mean, I gave them both. I thought they were both average, but I liked it slightly more. This is the only one where I know instantly what you're going to pick.
Okay.
Dumbo versus a Goofy movie. I would like to explain the Goofy movie. So Dumbo is a film about a dumb little fucking hoe.
You can't even hear. It's got these massive ears, you can't hear.
Stupid little bastard, he's racist as well.
That movie is racist.
It's a pretty racist movie, but it's from the 40s, it's from the Pinocchio times. I'd say Dumbo's one of the weakest from that era, from the old era. It might be my least favourite from 30s to 50s.
The one part I really liked with Dumbo was the Pink Elephants song.
Yeah, that's creepy, but honestly, it's not a standout film for me. It's not bad by any means.
It's sad.
Is it?
Yeah, because he gets locked away from his mum.
I think I watched this on a train.
I think the train bit is scary as well. When he's going heave ho, heave ho, heave ho, heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. You remember that bit?
Would you like to introduce the other film?
Yeah, a Goofy movie. It does what it says on the tin. It's all about Goofy, which is one of my favourite characters out of the Mickey Mouse universe. I know some of the songs.
You've sung every other one. Wait, did you sing any from Dumbo? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, did I? The other song about flying, what's that one?
Flying
You can
without
fly,
wings.
you can fly, you can fly. Goofy movie. The song where it's like I'm
a Goofy movie.
and you gotta da-da-da-da, you gotta
Oh yeah, there's a
stand
banger, yeah.
down, do-do-do-do, you gotta stand down, do-do-do-do. On the road.
Hit the road,
Hit the road, Jack. We're on the road again. Ooh, on the road again. That's from Shrek. Anyway, there's some good songs in it. It's just so different and random. The bear in it. What's his fucking Bigfoot's in it. Bigfoot is in this film. It's all about a father and son's relationship.
Yeah.
Max is trying to impress a girl. I think it's quite relatable.
I watched this before we were together, wasn't huge on it at all. Then I heard everyone calling it underrated. He was like, oh yeah, watch it, you've got to watch it. Again, it's underrated. You're going to love it this time around. I watched it again and I was like, yes, slightly better than I remember. But I still don't think it's amazing. And I find it weird how you mentioned earlier, he was like, oh, he's my favourite person from the Mickey cinematic universe. And isn't it weird that they only made a Goofy movie and they didn't make like a Mickey movie or a Minnie movie or a
There is
Donald...
Mickey movies. What would you call the movies with like the Three Musketeers? Mickey and the Beanstalk.
They never made a
Mickey
theatrical
and
one.
Goliath.
I've never heard of these, but none of them are theatrical.
Scrooge with Donald Duck. Scrooge Carol film.
3, 2, 1.
A Goofy movie.
I don't think either of them are great, but I think a Goofy movie deserves
Open
it.
road. The open road. Oh, the open road.
The last 3 of round 1. So we've got Moana and Cars.
Moana. It's got Dwayne Johnson in it. Why are you laughing?
Because I completely forgot he was in it and I thought you were just taking
He
a piss.
does a voice of Maui. Great song. How's it go?
It's about drive, it's about power. We say hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours and take Moana.
Take more hours.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome for everything in the world.
What can I say except you're welcome. Da, 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 da. And then it's got another song like it's a sky, it's a water, it's a moon, it's on me.
See, okay, as soon as you sung that, it's iconic, isn't it, that song?
I really like the girl who voiced her because she's unknown.
Into the unknown.
She's unknown, she's young, she's new, she's fresh.
You sound like you were singing in. She's unknown, she is new, she is fresh.
I like the little chicken in it and the little...
Alan Tudyk is a chicken.
Ew.
Alan Tudyk is a chicken as well.
Yeah.
So he's a chicken. He's also in Wreck-It Ralph. He's also in Frozen. He's also in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
What would you think the message of Moana is?
Don't go swimming too far. The message is...
Moana means family.
Go swim a little.
Technically, that is the message.
Go swim a little in the deep end.
It's about family.
It's about family. It's about
About
power. We say hungry, we devour.
devour.
Alright, now we're going to talk about Cars.
Don't be afraid of the ocean.
So none of the Cars sequels are on here because you haven't seen any of them. Not that they deserve to be on here. They wouldn't make. I don't think either of them will make it past round 1, to be fair.
There's some little boys that love cars.
Cars. It's just an average film about some real life cars. Some cars with eyes and mouths. And he does a race and he's Owen Wilson. He does a little race and he does a little race and that's it. That's literally the plot. He just does a little race and he meets a little mater and he meets a girl and they go for a little drive.
What's the message?
The message is go for a little drive.
The message is it's about drive and it's about power.
If you're a fast little car, you can go anywhere you want. And the message is if you got a big tongue, you can win the race no matter what.
Big tongue?
That's how he wins the race. He sticks his tongue out. Am I making this up?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
He has a tongue. Cars don't have tongues.
He wins a race because he sticks his tongue out.
Lightning McQueen. Is it supposed to be like Grease?
I told you. Look. He sticks his tongue out and he wins the race.
So is it about Grease Lightning?
No, it's about boys with big tongues and they cannot lie.
It's a Disney version of Grease.
Who has bigger cut tongue? John Travolta or Owen Wilson? As a car. 3, 2, 1.
John
Owen Wilson.
We got drink. I think there's a song in Cars, but I have no idea what it is.
I think we talked about Cars more than we talked about the other film.
Right, go.
3, 2, 1. Moana. Okay, I thought you were going to take the piss and say Cars.
No.
I can't lie. I know I said this before, but the whole time I was waiting for Cars to come up. Like I was sitting there thinking that was one of the ones that was in my head. Like, when's this going to come up? But now I can't remember which ones I left.
I know one that hasn't been said.
I know one. I don't know if you're thinking the same one.
I feel like classic hasn't been mentioned yet. Oh my.
We've got The Little Mermaid versus The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious me.
Little Mermaid is a film about a little mermaid. She goes for a little swim and then she bumps into a fork. She's like, what's that? Never seen that in my life. She takes a fork and it gives her magical powers so she can swim on land. And then she meets Eric. He's some dude, he has a dog. They get married. And then Zeus. Zeus is like, you can't marry him, he's a mere mortal. She marries him anyway. Zeus's wife, Grumpelstiltskin.
His wife is dead.
What's her name? Esmeralda, Grindelwald. Ursula.
Ursula isn't his
Zeus's wife, Ursula, comes for
Poseidon.
Ursula comes for Little Mermaid. She's like, you're just a little mermaid, I'm a big mermaid, you are nothing on me. And then she has a fight with her. But then Prince Eric throws a dagger at her. A fork at her. She throws a fork. He throws a fork at her. We're in spoiler territory now. The fork goes into Ursula. She's like, what have you done to me? Eric's like, I've killed you with the power of fork. And then Little Mermaid meets a crab only after Ursula dies.
All these Disney films have forks in.
2 of them. She meets Sebastian the crab after Ursula dies. He goes, under the sea. And then she's like, oh, okay, so this is what being under the sea's like. And then she meets a bunch of other mermaids. And then the priest who marries him has a boner. Good film.
I would like to say, each Disney film has a message. So what is Little Mermaid's message? The message of the film is that...
don't play with your food.
The dad shouldn't be protective. Yet another protective guy against a woman again. It is! Don't sell yourself to the devil. It's got lots of good songs. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. You gotta kiss the girl.
Oh yeah, that's banger.
I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them dancing, flipping your fins. You don't get too far.
Great film. Good film.
Right. Next, The Emperor's New Groove. It's such a random title.
No, because he's a groovy man.
He's in one kind of groove, but he learns to have a new groove. He learns to have a new way of life from his pal Patcher. Patcher teaches him a way of life where he isn't a selfish emperor. Yzma's a great villain and probably one of my favourite villains.
Is it time to say it?
What?
That this is maybe the greatest film of all time.
When he first watched it.
When I watched it during the era of when I watched pretty much every other Disney film. Maybe I watched it in the background, I can't remember. But it just blended together with the others for me.
Yeah, he obviously didn't watch it properly.
I'm an idiot.
This has been like a lovable film for me and my family forever.
This feels like the most visionistic one, where someone came up with the idea and they brought it to the end. The others seem like, it was based off something, or it was a group idea. This one feels like it was a specific vision that someone came up with all the jokes, all the humour, everything. It is the most coherent film on the entire list.
It's got songs that I like. He's the gods of the nation. The Omega. He's got his little world on his rim.
Baby shark do 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 do.
And what's his name? Cusco.
Oh.
Yaha, naha, yaha, naha, yaha, naha, yaha,
you love that,
naha, yaha, naha, yaha, naha. Scott.
That's not a song, though, is it?
Kronk.
Let's talk about Kronk.
Kronk is amazing. Kronk had his own film after this because everyone loved him.
Kronk is the best side character in any Disney film. The best, obviously every Disney film has the comedic side character. This is by far the best one. Yeah. Just constantly funny throughout the whole thing.
Him?
Patrick Warburton.
His voice is great.
He voices Joe Swanson, the paraplegic.
He just fits the character so well.
Yeah. And you'd think, his voice gets a bit tired because you've seen him in everything. You hear his voice everywhere. But he's so well written. Every line he says is funny. And even in a sequel, although the sequel's not great, like it does overdo his character a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still a good film, and he has so many funny moments in it.
The sequel is probably like one of my favourite sequels.
It might be my favourite Disney sequel.
I love the bit where he's getting rid of a body and he's like and he's pretending to be like a little spy on a little mission. Then someone walks past him and he goes I just love him, he's just great.
He falls down the stairs and he like describes each hit as he goes down. He's like, ouchie, hit, back. He like describes it. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, I've had a bit too much.
He just has so many good lines. He's like a little chef, isn't he?
Yeah, that scene's fantastic.
And they're trying to poison Cusco.
The poison scene is great. Well, so I'm going to too much.
You just need to watch this film. It's just so good.
We could talk about it for ages.
Yeah,
we'll be able to talk about it again.
It makes me want to watch it again.
I was sitting there shitting myself the whole time. Okay, you know I said Cars was the only one I remembered? Yeah. And I knew this was coming up, but I was so worried because we were nearing the end. And a part of me was like, maybe I forgot about it. It's the second last one. We've got one more pairing.
Yeah, I really want to know like how popular the film is. Like, does everyone... Is it in everyone's top 5?
It's considered underrated, 100%. It's got a fan club. We're not like the only people who love it, but it's not considered a top tier Disney film. We don't even need to do 3, 2, 1. We're putting through Sorry Little Mermaid. You are a good film.
Yeah. I'm like sad that this isn't going through. 3, 2, 1, Empress in the Groove.
Right, we got the final 2. We've got Pocahontas versus Mulan.
I forgot about. Oh my goodness.
The last 2 of round 1.
I literally forgot about Mulan.
Do you want me to introduce Pocahontas?
Yeah.
Pocahontas is a movie. Is a movie starring Mel Gibson and Pocahontas. They want to steal the land from the Pocahontas, from Pocahontas.
No, that's not right. It's about English men that go over. The villain is pretty good.
Mel Gibson.
He wants to steal like the gold or something in the dirt they dig up. It's got John Smith in it.
Oh yeah, that's his name. I knew it was John. I was going to say John Wayne.
For me, it's like a little bit boring.
There's one good song in it though.
Just around the river bend. Oh. The colours of the wind. What's the next bit?
I don't know. It's a dead film.
It's not dead. It's
dead.
It's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
I like the little raccoon
like a frozen
in it. I like the little raccoon. He's cute.
Yeah. Don't remember him.
Not...
Let's move on to a better movie.
Mulan. Let me tell you, Mulan is amazing. Love the songs. I know so many of the songs, like when does my reflection show
I was just going to sing that.
who I am inside, or a girl worth fighting for. I want her paler than the moon, with eyes that shine like stars.
What's the hard one?
Oh, her.
It's so iconic. Why can't I must remember it?
Oh my goodness. Huns, her. I'm
looking at it.
No, I know it.
I'll make a man out of you.
Let's get down
to business to defeat the Huns. Okay.
When they send me daughters.
Great lead character.
When I asked the sons, yeah, you saddest bunch I've ever met.
Great lead.
We can bet before we're through. Somehow I'll make a man out of you.
To be fair, you have now sung every single song from every single film that has a song, I think. Well done. Now you don't have to do any more, right?
No.
In round 2, thank you. That slowed the video down by about 4 hours.
Great message. Love that it's based in China. Iconic, original. Love that she steps in for her dad. That's so cute.
It's a great story, yeah. Great premise.
It's feministic. I love the romance between Mulan and the main guy.
I wouldn't say it's a romance. I'd say it's like a bromance.
Yes, there is a romance. There is. He comes by a house at the end.
Yeah, just check on her. 3, 2, 1. Mulan. Easy.
So I'm happy with that because imagine if Mulan was against Emperor's New Groove. I mean, that might be the final.
Have you not think logically?
Oh, sugar.
We've got
do.
Oh, this is a hard one. Stop looking. Right.
Oh, don't face it towards me then, you little mush.
We've got, in round 2, our first one of round 2, we've got the Aristocats versus the Great Mouse Detective. Now, I can't remember either of them. I'm going to have to leave this to you, and I'll think in my head which one I remember liking more.
Do I go for the songs, or do I go for the film? And there is a good song in Great Mouse, one of them. Never mind, right, 3, 2, 1.
The Great Mouse Detective. Oh, okay.
Ratagoon, oh Ratagoon.
That's quick. See, Great Mouse Detective, average film, somehow made it into round 3.
So I was pretty harsh on both of these films, and we've rewatched them now, and they're both pretty good. The Great Mouse Detective is a cute little film, and like I said in the first round, despite not remembering the film at all, the third act is actually really good. The Aristocats is also really good. The comedy in it's great, the characters are great, the animation looks good, the villain's memorable. I really like that, and in fact I'd actually vote for the Aristocats if I was to do it again. Rachel said she'll still vote for the Great Mouse Detective, and she'd probably beat me in rock, paper, scissors realistically, so I think the results still would have been the same.
We've got Peter Pan versus the Black Cauldron.
Go.
Were you ready?
Yeah.
Peter Pan is iconic.
Yeah.
Black Cauldron I put through because it was against Cinderella.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
I really want to know what our favourite's going to be.
I was thinking everything in round 2 was like really good, but I'm looking at these and I'm like, Black Cauldron? What the fuck? Oh, first interesting one of round 2. Beauty and the Beast versus Tangled. I know my choice.
Oh my,
I know my choice. So I'm not going to base it off anything you're thinking.
This is hard.
They're both good. They're both very good. It is tough, but I know my choice. And I think we're going to have to do it before the battery runs out. So let's try and do it. 3, 2, 1. Beauty and the Beast. Oh, we agreed. Look at us.
Close.
It is close. But Beauty and the Beast is iconic. And it has much better songs, much more iconic moments.
There's good songs in Tangled.
Next, we've got Alice in Wonderland versus The Fox and the Hound. Once again, I know what I'm picking. Have you run out of drink?
Drink, drink, drink. Yeah.
I know what I'm picking.
Yeah.
You know what we're picking? I thought this would be tough for you.
No.
3, 2, 1. Alice in Wonderland. Wow, I thought you really liked Fox and the Hound.
I do like it, but I really like Alice in Wonderland. I think it looks more creative and interesting.
Okay, Coco versus Bambi. Again, I instantly know what I'm picking.
I really want to know what everyone would pick.
Yeah, I'd love to know people's opinions, because when we get to the second round, it's more just an instant. There's no discussion to be made,
Yeah.
but one is so much better than the other for me. Although one is iconic, and it deserves to have made it this far. 3, 2, 1. Coco. Coco. Coco.
Coco.
Coco. Okay.
Next.
Toy Story versus Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now this is interesting because we shouldn't have even put Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs through because we both voted Inside Out. But I got all the dwarves' names right, which means Snow White got through, right?
No.
Yeah, we both voted Inside Out. It was Inside Out versus Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Do you not remember? And then we both voted Inside Out.
Okay. So would it have been Inside Out versus what?
Toy Story.
Ooh, I know
It's not that.
I know what one I would have picked.
Okay, say which one you would have picked. 3, 2, 1.
Inside
Toy Story. Wow, that's interesting. Well, what would you pick now? 3, 2, 1. You didn't say anything.
Boy, Snow White.
Well, you need a drink then.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Let's get you a drink.
Make yourself a drink. No, I did actually accidentally press delete. But like when it was on camera like this, I just pressed the delete button. But it didn't, like, it doesn't come up with erase.
I think if you press delete when there's nothing to delete, it deletes the entirety of everything that's on the SD card. So basically, to sum up what you just did, we were meant to vote Inside Out through, but due to silly circumstances, Snow White went through. I
went with Snow White because Toy Story is a classic, but Snow White's a classic. And I much prefer Toy Story 3, which is so random. Out of every film I could possibly think of, I would never think a third film would be my favourite. Do you know what I mean?
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, no matter what, Toy Story would have gone out, whether Inside Out went through instead of Snow White.
Yeah.
And for me, either way, Toy Story should have gone through. So either way, we're drinking and we're rock, paper, scissoring.
I do not like cherry coke.
Ready?
Blech.
rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Right,
This is
Snow White wins. I like it. I think it's interesting that the OG has made it through to the third round because it nearly went out in the first round and it should have realistically. You look like Sid the Sloth. Right.
You look like Sid the Sloth.
Next one we've got.
Little mammoth.
Next we've got Wally versus 101 Dalmatians.
Ooh.
I actually do not know for this one.
I actually know.
Do you know? Where do you know? I don't know. I'm gonna go think when I piss.
It's probably the hardest video films. What is the time? Oh my goodness. It's 5 to 10 o'clock. We started this at about 5:30, 6. I mean, I'm not mad. I love talking about Disney films. I don't know how it's taken that long though. I guess we have had to talk about 64 films. When did we start this? Because it's 5 to 10.
Yeah, it's the longest video. It's been 4.5 hours, maybe just under.
It doesn't feel like we've been talking about each movie that long though.
Yeah, it does. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, do you know?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 101 Dalmatians. Wow, that was tough though. I was thinking purely off of what I would rewatch. I've seen Wally a few times. I've only seen 101 Dalmatians once, so it was.
I think
the toughest
101
one.
Dalmatians has more comedic parts to it, and it has more of a villain as well. Cruella, classic villain. Wally's just the villain as humans.
Toy Story 4, even though I've turned the laptop away from you, you're still looking. Toy Story 4 versus Hercules. Now, a film that Rachel hasn't seen, which shouldn't even be on the list. It should be Fantasia versus Hercules, or it should be... Fantasia would be Zootopia, so it should be Fantasia versus Hercules right now. But instead it's Toy Story 4 versus Hercules.
Can I just say I love the girl in Hercules as well? Meg.
Lois and Meg.
I was thinking of a shark film. You were thinking of Meg from Family Guy.
You said Lois earlier.
It just shows our different personalities, doesn't it? We were actually talking about fucking shark films the other video. We weren't talking about Family Guy, little pie.
Alright, I don't know.
What was it again?
Toy Story 4 and Hercules.
Oh, I know.
They're both great.
You don't know? Are you serious? Is it that good of a movie?
Alright, what I'm going to do. 3, 2, 1.
Hercules.
Toy Story 4. I only
joking?
did that because it's obvious you were going to pick Hercules, so I want a drink.
Hercules has amazing songs. Toy Story 4 does not.
Okay, this is my last beer, so
many good songs.
I think they're both great films, but Hercules deserves to go through to the next round. It's iconic.
Songs.
Yeah, and Toy Story 4 is a bit more of a forced sequel, but it is good, and you should still watch it. Right, next we've got Pinocchio versus The Lion King.
That's hard.
No, it's not. You taking a Pinocchio piss? You taking a Pinocchio piss? You taking a Pinocchio?
Pinocchio, no. Pinocchio, no.
Alright, Pinocchio, classic. Lion King, absolute classic, fucking sick film, banger.
Great songs.
Pinocchio has nothing to it.
Great message. Great cinematography. Great Rafiki. Great Hakuna Matata. Great Poncho. Puma.
Poncho's what Goofy wears in Saludos Amigos. Pumbaa. Great meerkat.
Pumbaa and Timon. Great little Scar. Great little Rowan Atkinson.
Name one thing about the other film.
Great little nose.
I actually couldn't remember what the other film was. When I said, that's why I said name the other film, and then I had to figure it out from what you said. 3, 2, 1, The Lion King. We've got Up versus
Can you just do it properly because I don't understand We've got Up.
We've got Up
and Down
versus The Jungle Book. Right, Jungle Book classic, absolute classic, absolute dead, boring shit film.
No, it is not.
No one gives a shit about this film.
Yes, they do.
Who the fuck cares about Baloo?
It's so
I'm a big fucking bear.
Like, it's literally like Winnie the Pooh, like going through little stories.
How dare you talk about Winnie the Pooh when you haven't seen it?
You're a little poo.
Winnie the Pooh should be on here, and it would be in round 5 by now, despite we're not even being in round 5. What's the other film?
3, 2.
Whoa, we haven't Up. Up is going up,
Up
in the
makes
ranks.
you feel up rather than down. Doesn't actually. It's quite a down film actually.
Nah, Jungle Book's sad. It's got a fucking bear in it.
Up is more of an adult film than Jungle Book. Can you stop giving me this? Up is more of an adult film than Jungle Book.
Jungle Book's more of a fucking jungle film than Up. Even though they're both set in jungle.
Actually, they've got Up's got a lot of jungle bits in it.
3, 2, 1. Up.
Jungle Book.
No, are you joking? You're serious?
Oh, it's a classic. I love the like do 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 do.
Can I just say, she nearly voted through Chicken Little over Jungle Book originally. So you're saying Chicken Little is better than Up?
Chicken Little's better.
Wow.
I did like Up, but there was just bits of it I found a bit slow.
A drink. Rock, paper, scissors.
I swear, he literally always goes for paper. If you look back at how many times he's gone for paper, that's why I always go for scissors.
You know, Jungle Book is one of my least favourite Disney films, and it's made it into round 3 purely by rock, paper, scissors.
Well, I don't know how we're rewatching it.
And guess what? We've rewatched this film as well. And I'm going to be honest, I still stand by pretty much everything I said. I liked it a bit better this time, but I still didn't like it anywhere near as much as most other films on this list, especially Up. The animation's not great, the voice acting's not great, the humour isn't all that good. The saving grace of the film is probably the songs, and if it weren't for those, then this would be a pretty forgettable film.
Think of all the songs. Think of the score. Think of how iconic it is. I don't understand. I don't get it. After rewatching it, I kind of do understand.
Up just went out. Just to clarify, Up just went out in the second round. Unlucky Up. Up lucky. Right, next we've got, this is a really tough one. We've got The Incredibles versus Finding Nemo. I love them both.
Oh,
and I love them both in very similar ways. They're both just such easy watches. Great characters are getting themselves into different scenarios. They're both iconic. Both Pixar, both animated, both 3D animated. Oh, one's got humans, one's got fish. So I've just got to base it whether I like humans or fish more.
Which one would you watch right now if you had to? Oh. That's how we're going to decide, because there's no other way to decide. Oh. Really, is there?
That's a good way to decide. If we're stuck, that is a good way to decide.
I've got my answer. I think it's going to be the same as yours, actually.
3.
Have you found your answer?
You could change though within this time limit.
Finding answers. 3, 2, 1. The
Finding
Incredibles.
Nemo. I really thought we had it on the same wavelength.
I really thought you were going to go with The Incredibles. What would you watch right now?
Yeah, I just had to think. I didn't think anything logically. I just thought, what do I want to watch right now? I
think Finding Nemo is more of a classic, like when I think of Pixar films or Disney, whatever you call it. But Incredibles is just more fun and entertaining.
But do you want to know why I thought Finding Nemo right then? Because before we went into this, Incredibles was already so high in my mind, so we put it through easily. But then when we were describing Finding Nemo earlier, it put it up in my mind more. So I was gaining more of an appreciation for it, and now it's made me want to watch it. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Yes! I shouldn't even be that happy.
Because I don't mind.
Yeah, either way I would have been...
I really don't mind.
I'm actually quite sad to see Incredibles go.
I was just thinking like what film would have been in more of a mood to watch right now, and it's just Incredible. It's just because it's more like upbeat. There's not anything really sad or emotional about it, is there?
Next, we've got Soul versus Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
It's easy for me.
It's easy for me. I thought you loved one of them though.
I'm actually really happy because I didn't forget about this film, but because I hadn't been doing the list, when I knew Ben was making this list, I wasn't going through my mind like Disney films.
Wasn't preparing yourself,
yeah. I didn't forget, but I just didn't have that film in my mind. And now I'm like so happy it's made it this far and it's going to make the next round.
I hope you're talking about the same one I'm talking about. 3, 2, 1,
Lilo and Stitch.
3, 2, 1, Lilo and Stitch. I don't care that much for Soul. Soul's a good film.
I'm just so happy it's made it this far.
We didn't even need to talk about those films. We gave our opinions on them in the first round. Toy Story 3 versus The Rescuers. Both really good films.
I don't
Both
want
very
to give
different.
it away, but I know the answer. It's so weird how like the round before we were like, oh, we're not sure. It just depends on who they're with.
3, 2, 1.
Toy Story 3.
Rescues is great.
Yeah.
Like really great. And we've still got its sequel in there, so it could carry a torch for it. Who knows? I don't know what it's up against. Right, next we've got The Rescuers Down Under versus Ratatouille.
That's hard.
Okay, thank God. Because one of them's really easy. It's got 4 words in the title. It involves some mice, sorry. It involves some mice. 3, 2, 1. Ratatouille. I tried to joke and pretend it was Rescuers Down Under, but it didn't work.
That was really bad.
I said it was 4 words. It involves some mice.
What do you mean 4 syllables?
Oh, I should have, yeah.
I was like, I don't know what else it's talking about other than syllables.
Yeah, if Rescuers had 1 syllable in it, that would have been perfect.
Wreck.
The Wreck Down Under. Wreck Down Under. That was cringe, I apologise for that round.
Oh, I'm just like, this is too much.
It's quite intense.
This is actually probably the hardest genre for me. Because I'm so attached to Disney films. And I don't even think I can make a top 10.
You're going to struggle with this one. I know my answer. We've got a Goofy movie versus Moana.
I'm not struggling, I know.
What?
I know the answer.
I literally have no idea what you're going to say.
Really?
I thought it'd be really tough. Please don't give it away.
I'm not giving it away. Do you want to guess? And then if you get it wrong, you have to drink.
Wait, so I have an answer.
Yeah, so we'll go 3, 2, 1 of you guessing what you think I'm going to say.
And then I say my real answer. 3, 2, 1.
A Goofy movie.
Oh, okay. Still, I thought that'd be well hard.
No, I like
thought you loved Moana.
No. Why is it the way I loved it? I like it, but Goofy movie beats it.
But I just said a Goofy movie for what I think you'd say. Moana's my pick. Rock, paper, scissors.
I can't believe a Goofy movie has made it to the next round. Hasn't The Incredibles gone out? And a Goofy movie is made
Oh my God, Incredibles.
And Toy Story.
And Incredibles and Toy Story have all gone out.
And a Goofy movie has gone through. This is amazing. I just love this game. It's just like the most underrated.
You're crying.
I am. Oh, and it's up. It's beaten up.
A Goofy movie, even though I don't love it, I'm like happy to see it go. Like happy to see it go forward, sorry. Final round of round 2. Emperor's New Groove versus Mulan.
To be fair, they're going to be up against each other at some point. Whether it's now or whether it's the end. So at least the final decision might be easier for us.
For those who've seen the zombie video that we made, this is the Shaun of the Dead versus 28 Days Later for me.
Yeah.
I do know what I'm going to pick, but I feel bad about doing it.
Oh, I don't know.
Right,
I'm going to cry.
We're going to do a 5 second.
This video is actually making me cry.
We're going to do a 5 second one this time.
I can't do it. No, I need a minute.
Right, we're going to fast forward this bit because she's going to just sit here for 60 seconds.
I'm just going to sit here and cry for an hour.
Wait, let me think. What's great is I can't even remember what made it to round 3, so it's going to be so interesting to do round 3.
5, 4,
On my hand.
3, 2, 1. Emperor's New Groove.
I'm happy we both went for the other though.
I completely forgot that Mulan was your favourite. Until you just said it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, Mulan's her actual favourite one.
This is the hardest out of all the genre of these videos we've done. This has been the hardest for me ever. They're so different.
It's going to be down to rock, paper, scissors. We can't.
I'm not mad about that though. Because it's just about rock, paper, scissors, isn't it? Like I can't do anything about it, really. Like it's just luck. But can I just say, one is so much more underrated and not as well known. The other one is just amazing.
It's a great feminist movie as well.
I think I did maybe go for Mulan because of more of the songs in Emperor's New Groove.
The plot's better. No, the plot's better. The plot is fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, but I just love the craziness of Emperor's New Groove as well. And Kronk.
The songs and the plot in Mulan are better.
That's why I went for it. I really thought you were going to go for Mulan.
Really?
Yeah, I really thought that.
If you're somehow watching this video and you haven't seen either of them...
I mean, I'm pretty sure they've all watched Mulan.
Please.
Comment if you've seen Emperor's New Groove and not Mulan. I wonder how many people.
How many people have seen The Black Cauldron but not The Lion King? No, how many people have seen...
How many people have seen The Black Cauldron and not this video?
How many people have seen this video and not Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, my laugh.
Oh, we've got to do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Are you sad? You look so sad. The question is, would I have been as sad if it was the other way around? If Mulan had lost? I don't know if I would, you know, just because I feel like you always root for like the underdog, don't you? You always root for the underdog, so I'm a bit sad.
You
look so sad.
Round 3, we've got The Grey Mouse Detective versus Peter Pan. I'm sorry, I'm offended that these two are in round 3 and Emperor's New Groove is out.
Yeah.
Okay, I sound really condescending to these films. Like I said in the last round, I rewatched The Great Mouse Detective and it's a good film, but this time round I've also rewatched Peter Pan and I also think it's a good film. I don't think either of them are amazing, but they definitely deserve a bit more respect than I'm giving them, and ultimately I still choose the same film that I'm about to choose right now.
I'm leaning towards one, but I honestly don't care too much. Should we just go straight into it? We've talked about them enough. 3, 2, 1. Peter Pan. Yay! Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, this is tough for me. I don't know how it is for you, but we've got Beauty and the Beast versus Alice in Wonderland. I'm gonna have to think about this. Have you got any kind of idea?
Yeah.
I've got one which is better, one which is more nostalgic.
Why do you think I would go for this one?
I don't know which one you go for. You want me to guess which one you go for? In 3, 2, 1. Beauty and the... Oh, I thought you were going to say it.
Can you think of why I would go for that?
Because it's got better songs,
yeah.
But now I think that's going to persuade me because I hadn't fully decided on what I was going to do. 3, 2, 1. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
Oh look. 2 more films that I should have brushed up on before filming this video rather than rewatching them during the editing process. Beauty and the Beast is still a great film. I stand by everything I said with that film. But Alice in Wonderland is absolutely legendary. Even though we gave it a lot of praise and I remember really liking it on my first watch, I think we still underrated it quite a bit. It's really creative, the animation's great, and I was crying of laughter a few times throughout the film. So I would have actually picked Alice in Wonderland over Beauty and the Beast. But Rachel says she'll still pick Beauty and the Beast over Alice in Wonderland. So if it went down to rock, paper, scissors, she'd probably still win. And we'll try and prove that right now. We'll do rock, paper, scissors, but we're not going to reveal who the winner is. It's just going to be audio because it won't change the ultimate result and we'll leave you on a bit of a frustrating cliffhanger. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
That's valid.
Emperor's New Groove would beat that.
Emperor's New Groove would beat all of these. Right, we've got Coco versus Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs has made it through from nothing. It's made it through just because I got the Seven Dwarfs names correct. So I know what I'm going for because the other one's a fucking fantastic film and this one's just it's a good film. Do you know what you're going for? You're just having a little slurp.
Getting prepared to drink. Getting prepared to
Wait,
drink.
what? 3, 2, 1.
Snow
Coco.
White.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking. I'm just being serious.
You prefer Snow White to Coco?
It's the first Disney film, come on. I just think, even though Snow White is literally the first Disney film, it's just a bit boring.
So Inside Out would have easily made it into the next round.
I would have been stuck on Inside Out and Coco.
But you weren't stuck on Snow White and Coco.
Who?
And yet...
Snow White and Inside Out, you mean?
No, Snow White and Coco you weren't stuck on. You said Snow White.
Yeah.
You preferred Inside Out to Snow White. Yeah, you voted for that. Okay, let's say 3, 2, 1. Who would we have said?
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Inside Out. So it makes sense why I would then be undecisive on Inside Out and Snow White.
What? Rock, paper, scissors. I won!
Sorry, Walt Disney, but your first ever film was knocked out because of this book.
Snow White. 101 Dalmatians versus Hercules. They're both good films, but one is stand out to me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hercules.
Yes. Well done now. 101 Dalmatians made it further than I thought, you know, because it's not like fantastic.
Yeah, I've now rewatched this film as well, and I can say it pretty much is fantastic.
I think to make it around 3, you have to be pretty fantastic or pretty lucky.
Emperor's New Groove would have beaten 101.
But
Sorry,
100...
I'll stop going on that.
Next, we've got The Lion King versus Jungle Book. Jungle Book made it further than Emperor's New Groove. Let's forget about the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, stop saying you want us.
Who keeps mentioning Emperor's New Groove?
I don't think we need to talk about this one as much, and I'm happy that them two are being put together because
they're both about animals.
It makes it move on, you know, to the next round.
Yeah.
It gives an easy decision for us.
Yeah, this is the easiest.
Go.
3, 2, 1.
The Lion King.
Yeah. Jungle Book is a bit stinky compared to it, at least. I know there's a bunch of big Jungle Book fans, but who the hell is out there saying, oh, Jungle Book's better than Lion King? Do you say shit? Name one person out there who thinks Jungle Book's better than Lion King.
Walt Disney.
Finding Nemo versus Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
What should we do? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm not.
5, 4, 3, 2... What is the question again? Oh yeah, 1. Lilo
Finding
and
Nemo.
Stitch.
What did I even vote for? What am I winning for?
Finding Nemo.
Rock.
Which went out the last time, didn't it? Or did we
No.
decide? Did we pick it? Can't remember.
No, we picked it. Rock, paper, scissors. Right, we've got Toy Story 3.
Lilo and Stitch is in the semi-final.
Semi. Toy Story 3 versus Ratatouille. Should we
I've got my answer.
Yeah, I think I've got my answer. They're both great. They're both great.
Answer?
They're both great films, right?
Yeah.
They've made it this far. They've made it this far. They're a great film. When they said Jungle Book.
Emperor's New Groove is better than Ratatouille. Shush.
3, 2, 1.
Toy Story 3.
Okay, the way you said Emperor's New Groove is better than Ratatouille, I thought you were going to pick Ratatouille. But Ratatouille is a great film. We both love it. Do you love it?
Next.
The last one of round 3. Goofy Movie versus Mulan.
Okay.
Easy.
Aww.
I know it's an easy pick for you, but I know you don't want to...
I don't want to say goodbye.
It's tough to say goodbye. I had to say goodbye to a lot of my fellow friends back in round 1.
This is the most emotionally invested I've been. I just love Disney movies and Pixar, I guess. Ben's always been like, what's your favourite Disney movies? And I've never been able to decide.
Yeah, you've just put them in random order.
It's just so difficult for me.
3, 2, 1. Mulan. It is easy, but Goofy Movie did very well, and I'm weirdly proud of it as a movie to have made it this far in our list. Like, I see it as a real entity that tried really hard to make it to the end of our list. We've got Peter Pan versus Beauty and the Beast. Now, Peter Pan is, in my opinion, barely even a good film, and it's in the semi-finals.
No, I love Captain Hook and Smee. Come on.
I may need to rewatch it, but I think this might be the weakest film that we have left.
It is really hard to listen to the April version of me sometimes because I disagree with a lot of what I'm saying, but this one I kind of still agree with, although I sound like a bit of a dick when I'm saying it.
Have you seen Peter Pan Return to Neverland?
I haven't.
I think I actually like that film. No, I don't like it more. But that is a good film. What was the other one?
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is a great film. Great film.
I really forgot what the other one was already.
3, 2, 1. Beauty and the Beast. Yes.
It's just the songs for me.
2D have thrashed it. The 3D Walt Disney animation films went out in like round 2. This is a tough one. Coco versus Hercules.
It's not tough for me.
No, it's not tough. Wait, go.
Coco and Hercules.
Coco and Hercules. You had your decision.
I know my decision.
You're certified.
Do you know my decision?
I know your decision, but I don't know my decision. You've got to say one thing you like about both of them
Hercules,
to persuade me.
Great songs, great plot, great villain.
One thing.
It's Greek mythology. Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's good.
Great monsters. Coco. Mexican.
3,
That's it.
2, 1.
Hercules.
I just want to say I do think I prefer Coco as a movie, but
Really?
you're getting better at pitching. You're getting better at pitching. Lion King versus Lilo and Stitch. You're fat. I know what I'm picking.
I know what I'm picking.
We both know what we're picking.
Picking.
3, 2, 1. The
Lilo
Lion
and
King.
Stitch.
Nearly finished my drink. We can't disagree much
Not
more.
gonna lie, I won't be mad either way.
You're gonna win because it's rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Lilo and Stitch is right.
You know Lion King was my other choice, right?
To win?
Yeah, for Emperor's New Groove went out early rounds. So I was like, okay, Lion King's still
does
going.
have great songs compared to
Lion
Lilo
King
and
is
Stitch.
out. It didn't even make it to the quarterfinals. Lion King. The most iconic.
It's the semi-finals.
So I was a bit confused as to why Rachel said this at first, but then I did a bit of Googling and it turns out that not just in this tournament and the other 2 tournaments, but for my entire life I have been getting quarterfinals and semi-finals mixed up. Semi-finals are supposed to come after, and then after semi-finals is the finals. So I apologise for the confusion.
Alright, last one of the semi-finals. We've got Toy Story 3 versus Mulan.
Oh my.
Yeah, we're both stuck here.
Goodness me.
Are we just gonna have to count ourselves down? There's nothing.
I'm just going by what I've said before. That is my reason why, even though I didn't do it just on the last one.
Am I right in thinking Toy Story 3 is the last Pixar film left? Because
Pixar's gone
Finding
quite
Nemo
far.
went out, right? So yeah, I don't think there's anything else. 3,
What was it
2,
again?
Toy Story 3 or Mulan.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Toy
Mulan.
Story 3.
No, I don't want to do
Drink.
rock, paper, scissors.
Drink.
I'm actually gonna cry.
Drink. You've won every time. You're gonna be
Can I
fine.
not persuade you? There's no songs in Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3 is a fantastic movie.
There's no songs in Toy Story 3.
Not about the songs for me, it's about the toys. This is the last of both of our drinks, so we have to not disagree anymore.
Please, I can't. I'm actually gonna cry.
If you put through Emperor's New Groove would have knocked out Toy Story 3 right now. If Emperor's New
You would
Groove
have picked Emperor's New Groove over Toy Story 3.
If Emperor's New Groove beat Mulan in that first round.
I'm shaking.
You ready? You ready?
No, I'm not. I don't know what to go with.
Wait, you pre-decide what you're gonna go with?
Yeah.
What, as in what, like...
Yeah.
I don't, so I'm gonna do that now. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. I took your advice. Yeah, I picked one beforehand. I've never done that before. I always improvise. This time I thought paper first, and then we both drew, so I couldn't think of anything else, so I had to stick with paper.
I always change. Even if you change to scissors to get me, then we'd both be scissors. So it's better to go for the other option. Unless you think even further ahead and go for rock. Do you not understand?
No.
Yes, you do. Mulan is through.
So, we're in the quarterfinals now, and not a single Pixar movie is in the quarterfinals. But instead, we've got Beauty and the Beast versus Hercules. This is easier than bloody round 2 questions.
You don't know what else is yet.
What else is yet? Should we just get straight into it?
Yeah.
Both good, both great films.
Yeah.
They both deserve to have made it this far in their own ways, although I personally wouldn't have put them here.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Hercules.
I am shocked that Hercules has made it to the final.
The finals.
Hercules has made it to the final. Next.
Lilo and Stitch versus Mulan. I know my choice. Again, we've said it every round, but both fantastic films. Both deserve to be here in their own right.
Yeah. Going by every reason that I've said before, apart from one time.
I'm going purely on which one's better. Which one I like more, sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Mulan.
Okay, we're agreeing now. Well done, Lilo and Stitch and Beauty and the Beast for making it into the semi-finals, quarter-finals, sorry. Now, the finals. We've got Hercules versus Mulan.
I know.
Can I just say this is easiest finals yet? I feel like the bottom tier, the bottom bunch of this bracket was so much better than the top bunch. Are you ready?
Yeah, it is hard, but no, I just want to see it through, you know? See one of these through.
One of them is deserved. One of them is deserved. 3, 2, 1.
Mulan.
Mulan wins. Mulan deserves it. Mulan was it's in my top 3. I'm glad it made it there.
Yeah.
Because it knocked out a bunch of other fucking fantastic films. That was such an interesting one.
I really would have wanted to see Emperor's New Groove in the final though.
That was a very interesting one.
Yeah, that was definitely my favourite.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to editing that because that is going to take a long time to edit. But thank you for watching.
If you have any ideas, let us know. It doesn't even have to be movies.
Yeah, we're happy to do music.
Sports? No. Anything. Just let us know in the comments. Even if it's not a tournament video, let us know. Maybe we'll do it.
We'll do anything.
We'll do anything.
Anyway, we've been Rachel and Ben.
Ben and Rachel.
We'll see you in a week or 2.
28 years later.